about the Dolly Parton puppet.
This isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
The best threesome I've ever heard.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. It's a Knick day.
Oh, yeah.
Game 1, Eastern Conference Finals tonight as the Cavaliers come to town. We've already got a game done in the West as the Spurs win in double overtime over the Thunder. We are live here at the Garden. And I'm going to give you an example of juxtaposition.
Oh.
What is juxtaposition?
What is it?
It's when you get two polar opposite situations. Now, the last time we were here at the Plaza 33 outside Madison Square Garden, we almost froze to death.
Yeah.
We were actually worried about frostbite.
He had actual frostbite.
Peter was flying back from Vegas, so he missed the show, but he was watching on YouTube, and he would see that each segment I'd layer up more.
Oh, I felt I made
Don was the opposite of a strip club.
Yeah,
I was putting on clothes.
It felt like one of the great decisions in my life to travel when I travel.
That was
it looked so bad. It
was
looked so miserable.
cold.
Like, you know Richard when he says take it off, take it all off? Don, it was put it on, put it all on.
Luckily, I had brought my coat, and I had my gloves and my hat, and we were just layering up because it was freezing cold. Well, exact opposite today. It is hot.
Scorcher.
But you know what? It's worth it. It's so much fun. This is a great time of year as now we get to where the Knicks season actually begins. It begins tonight. Why do I say that? Well, I kind of hinted at it yesterday, is that you let go of Tibbs because you couldn't get through this round. So the entire year, Brown and the Knicks weren't really graded on the regular season compared to last year or the first two rounds compared to last year. It's all right, now this is the hurdle that Mike Brown was brought here to jump. And it begins tonight. And again, things continue to break the Knicks' way, guys. As the Spurs win last night, everything tells you that's going 7. And they're going to be beating each other up for the next 2 weeks.
That's what you hope.
And you hope the Knicks can take care of business here as the Spurs won. Just an electrifying game. I mean, I caught it after the hockey, but I was able to watch the last 5 minutes of regulation in both overtimes. And Wemby's just special, man. He is going to be major problem for time to come. As good as Brunson is and as good as Cat can be, and obviously we're seeing the latter stages of some of the stars on the Cavaliers, and as good as the Thunder are. Wemby's the best player left in the playoffs, and he might end up being the best player in the league.
He might already be the best player in the league.
Yeah,
he's in the conversation right now.
Remember when I told you to, he's going to sit there and watch SGA get the MVP trophy before the game, and then he's going to be out for blood? He's like that. I'm telling you, he's like that.
And I know it was double overtime, but with the things he did in overtime, he finished with a double-double, and he had 41
30-foot-3, he just stepped into it.
It's just – that's not even the most impressive thing.
I know.
He actually scares shooters into not shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't, is there a stat for that? Like, he's not blocking shots. He's not defending.
I think there actually is.
It's just like, all right, you know what? I'm going to go over here.
Right. Shots deterred.
Right.
No, he
it should be, right?
That's
really
so
an analytic thing.
He's so impactful in that way. He's so smooth offensively. He's a distraction constantly. You have to play for him every single possession. And then there has never been a player over 7 feet who literally can just roll down the court and catch and shoot from 35 feet. Even Dirk, first of all, wasn't as big as Wemby, and the confidence, the way he does it, Allen, we've never –
different.
Durant's a bit smaller still than Wemby. We've never seen a pure center like this who will pull up from 35 feet.
It looks different. That's the thing, because you could take 5 centers of great centers from history and put them all into – like, that's the thing, because Dirk's a 7-footer who was a great shooter. But Dirk couldn't do some of the other stuff. Wasn't a great rebounder, wasn't a great defender, all that stuff.
No.
Right? Shaquille O'Neal's physical impact on the game was,
couldn't step out and shoot
without question.
However,
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, like you just get all these different players, put them all into one, and that's what you're getting. That's why I said it last night. I tweeted it last night. I said that the league is not going to be the same ever again.
Yeah,
it's never going to be the same because of what the confidence that he is starting to now show, that he's starting to feel. No, it's
but yet, all that said,
scary.
It still took the double overtime to finish the Thunder, and that series is going to go long, and I still think the Thunder find a way to be able to get out of that series. But either way, that's what you got to look forward to if the Knicks take care of business here. But back to the original point the breaks continue to happen. But now it's on. Now it starts. We're halfway through. The Knicks proved last year they can get to here. Now they've got to prove they can go beyond here. And it's very eerily similar to last year because everybody thought it would be Boston. And it ended up being Indiana. And the general feeling was, we're going to take care of business. And you had a bad game 1, you lose in 6. You hope to learn from that because it's the same vibe. You thought throughout the season that the third round would be Boston or it would be Detroit. Now it ends up being Cleveland, the afterthought, the team that nobody was really thinking of for much of the year. But pay attention because they did something that you don't see done very often in the NBA, and that's win on the road in Game 7 and
by 30.
Win it by the way that they wanted. And listen, there's some really good players on the team, so I think the Knicks are going to take care of business for sure, but a different team, different set of circumstances, and we'll see over the next couple of weeks or maybe shorter, hopefully, whether they've got it in them to advance to the final for the first time in 26 years.
What I liked is what I heard yesterday from the players. Josh Hart said it, Jalen Brunson said it, and it needed to be addressed, and I'm glad it was. And that's simply remember what happened in Game 1 last year and how that flipped the whole series. Like, that was it. You lose that game, and now you're chasing it, and it really seemed to set them on their heels. And let's not forget, Game 1, they were up by double figures late in the fourth quarter. So Josh Hart said about what did you learn from your past experiences, and he just said, game is never over. Take nothing for granted. You have to keep the pedal to the metal all the way through the tape every game, and they learned that from last year. Jalen Brunson said the same thing, that you take nothing for granted, that it has to be a full 48, and that's how you get a win, and you have to make sure that every win is so damn precious you can't give them away. That was the words that he used. And that tells you that they remember that this isn't something that, that was last year. They don't try to play that off. They know because we are at the scene of the crime. Game 1, conference finals, in this building. That's legitimately where they were last year, where they looked like they were in control, going to take Game 1, put it in their pocket, and they looked like the better team. And from that point forward, when Aaron Nesmith just couldn't miss a 3, and all of a sudden, and then that dopey bounce from Tyrese Halliburton, next thing you know, you just were not recovering from that. That can't happen again. They know it. So 9 days off or not, I expect urgency out of this Knicks team tonight because of that memory.
Yeah, it's you cannot cede away home court advantage, especially. Listen, a hard-fought loss would be brutal. But letting a game completely get away from you that you know you have.
Giving it away.
That's the one that really.
And here's why. I'll give you the first stat of the day. Teams that win Game 1 in the best of 7 of the conference finals, 108 and 28 for the series. So if you win Game 1, 108
and
28, you win the series.
That is a crazy stat.
It's hard to deny that. That's 80% of the time.
So
you go on to win the series. That's how critical. It's just Game 1. Like Oklahoma City's going to say it. It's just Game 1. No, it's Game 1 at home. Yeah. I'd like to know when you lose Game 1 at home.
Now what's that record?
Now what's your record? Because that's got to be the hardest thing to chase. Now Oklahoma City's the defending champ. They're a great team. They'll figure it out, you think. But if you're the Knicks, this can't happen again. That makes tonight. It's not must win, but you know that feeling. The urgency of got to get this win.
Because, Peter, on top of that stat that Allen gave is the fact that they've never won a series.
Yeah.
When the Knicks have lost Game 1 at home.
At home, that's right.
So the numbers don't lie. So it becomes a huge game. But the other topic of conversation, we're going to talk to a lot of people today. Coming up at 3:30, Tim Bontemps is going to join us. We're going to talk to Monica McNutt at 4:30. Monica McNutt, at 5. Marcus Camby at 4:30. Steve Novak's going to join us at 6:30. And a big topic of conversation is going to be the rest versus rust.
Mm-hmm.
But I know it's a different sport, but it comes from a champion. Because I was watching the hockey last night, and a great win from the Canadiens. That was an amazing overtime, crushing defeat for Buffalo. But so they're going to go on and take on the Carolina Hurricanes, and they were talking to Mark Messier, 6-time Stanley Cup champion. Carolina's going to have 11 days off before they take on Montreal on Thursday. And he's like, I don't care. He goes, any athlete, any situation, you'd rather take the time off than the short turnaround. Every single time. This time of year. I know the rust. All right, maybe it'll affect you in the first period. Or for the Knicks, it might affect them in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, you'll have to adjust. But they're always going to take. So You're going to hear a lot of conversation about that. And if they were to lose the game, I'm sure people will bring it up and say, you know what, maybe they were just rusty because they hadn't played in a long time. Every single athlete on the planet will take the Knicks situation over the Cavaliers situation every single time. And the other thing that Messier said is, and if you lose because of that, you weren't good enough to win in the first place.
Strong. Remember, Tim Legler said that to us yesterday, right?
Yeah.
He said the same exact thing. You always will take the time off because the ability to have recovery in the middle of a playoff run, it's invaluable if you think about it. The Knicks haven't really been on a playoff run. They played a first-round series, had 4 days off. Played a second-round series, now had 9 days off.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're just playing little segments of like little tournaments, and it's not a grueling run like, again, what Cleveland's gone through. Two game sevens they've had to play already. So they might be battle-tested, but they're also probably battle-weary, and I think that's why the Pistons lost. They looked exhausted in that game 7 at home.
And obviously the last thing you can do is get ahead of yourself here. But if I'm being completely objective and not thinking about this with the history of the Knicks, but just looking at what we've seen on paper in this playoff, there's a good chance the Knicks finish this series kind of quickly and end up sitting around again. Because OKC and San Antonio.
Could happen.
Listen, I think San Antonio ends up winning that series, and I think we see sort of, and this is the scary part for the Knicks, this season the true national coming out party for Victor Wembanyama. That's the scary part. Like, you don't want to be the team that's just on the video. You're like, we were the first team to lose to Wemby out of the 5 that ended up.
Well, remember.
But they're going to battle in that series.
The funny thing is, not funny to Knicks fans, the last time the Knicks made the finals, it was the Spurs. And it was the beginning of the Duncan Robinson, Popovich. That era started there. 5 championships started in '99.
Yeah.
That was their beginning, and the Knicks were there for that. Now, again, I always contend that if Ewing was healthy, he was not. He didn't play in the finals. But if he was healthy, they would have had a better chance. They would have matched up better. They had Camby, who we're going to talk to today. I'd love to get his thoughts on that. With Ewing, with and LJ, who was also a little bit compromised. If they were healthier, I think that would have been a better series. But that was the beginning of what became a Spurs dynasty that went on into the 2000s.
And it reminds you with Ewing not being there, I mean, these playoffs are a war of attrition.
Yes.
And ultimately, you're only as good as your availability. And this Knicks team in particular are a group that if any one of those big 3, because we do now know who their big 3 are. You can argue about whether you consider it a true big 3 and in the way that the NBA has made, at least previously had made that a thing.
They don't really have big 3s anymore.
Right, as of 5 years ago. You can decide whether or not it's one of that, if it's that level. But we know who the 3 guys are on this team, and I think all of us agree they only win a title with all 3.
Yeah.
So that availability is important.
So the week off. For
that's
OG
why.
Anunoby
That's why you have to celebrate the week off.
If it means having a knockoff rust, you're doing it because Anunoby was able to heal up as much as he possibly can. Because you just
if
didn't
he's
want,
not good now, if he's not good at this point, Alan, he wasn't getting good.
Well, imagine if he had to play at 70%, but he was, I can go, but it's, I got to worry about it. Like, who knows what happens then, right? That thing could go at any moment.
Remember,
but if you gave it enough time for really get strong enough.
But the team is 9 off. OG's now what, 12 off?
Yeah.
So he's looking at almost 2 weeks.
He didn't play in the last 2 games. Yeah.
So that's as good as you could possibly hope
I agree.
for.
Yeah.
The other thing I thought, because I'm a big law of averages guy, at some point the worm turns here. As you saw, the Thunder had their 8-game winning streak ended last night because they won the first 2.
It was actually 9. They won the last game of game 7.
Well, that's true.
But 9 straight playoff games.
Right.
Yeah.
And the Knicks right now are riding their longest playoff winning streak in franchise history at 7. And you were mentioning, you expect a short series. Well, I mean, if they sweep, that's 11
Oh,
straight.
my God. Yeah, no.
If it's a gentleman's sweep, that's 10 straight.
Let's not talk that.
So you're going to lose the game.
Yeah.
You're going to lose the game.
You're
but I
due
think
to
when
have a
you
bad
lose
shooting
the game,
night or something.
When you lose the game is important. And even though 1-1, whether you lose the first game or the second game, is still 1-1 at the end of the day.
You don't want to lose the first one.
The first one is different.
Yep.
Especially for this team in this situation.
And
the first one is different.
And what's happened since the Knicks were last here, so that's game 2 against Philadelphia. What's happened since then is it went from excitement to an all-out frenzy in this city. This we are now on the precipice of this feeling really iconic. So this building is going to feel different than it's felt this entire time.
There's a confidence. See, that's a good point. Because last year, if you remember, that Celtics series, that game 6 felt like the coronation. Like, that felt like the championship. Knocking off Boston, doing what they did, winning it at home, clinching a series at home. Like, that that felt like it, and then game one happened, and it was almost like, oh, wait, there's more to do. And that's, and it obviously went south fast. You had to chase that. There was not that sense, right? There was a sense of, no, there's more. There's more coming.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't it yet.
And then they go on.
I find there to be like this almost, we're not anywhere near a crescendo right now.
Well, and remember, in the time since this fan base has gotten to cheer this group, they went to Philadelphia and were just historically dominant.
Well,
like they deserve all the love coming back after what they did
Oh my God.
to go finish off Philly.
Yeah.
So I already get the sense, even just from us being out here early, and we've done a bunch of these here, and just sort of the vibe of this early in the day, you already get the sense this is a different kind of deal.
You always have the positive Knicks fans who always feel like it's going to be their year and it's going to come together. But those two games 3 and 4 in Philadelphia, I think anybody that was on the fence, they all of a sudden hopped on to the positive side. Like, it was just too good to ignore. Now, we've talked about the importance of Game 1. Mike Brown talked about the importance of tonight's game.
He can obviously set the tone, but I think Cleveland lost in Game 1 to Detroit. So at the end of the day, each game is its own separate entity, and you got to try to be able to make adjustments after games to see if you can counter anything that you're having problems with, and if you do, you may have a chance to come out on top. But for us, and I think it's no different for any team, you always want to hit first, second, third, and obviously last. So trying to do that is going to be big. We've talked about it before with the starts of our games, and our guys, to their credit, have done a better job in the playoffs than what we did, towards the end of the regular season.
He eventually got there.
Yeah.
But the first instinct was, the Thunder lost last night in Game 1. Like, he doesn't want to.
But is it Cleveland lost their first game, but that was on the road. It's just different when you're home.
But I just think it's different for the Knicks, all right? Because of the history, because of what happened last year. Now, Mike Brown wasn't here last year.
No.
But he also has a job because of what happened last year.
Mm-hmm.
So if he doesn't know it, he should
he's
understand
aware.
the history, and I'm sure he's aware of it.
They're
now,
all aware.
Any good coach, any good leader has to leave themselves some wiggle room, right? Like, if he comes out and says, dude, we got to win. This is a must-win. And then you don't, then you're in scramble mode.
Right.
So he kind of started out like, hey, Cavaliers lost their first game, lost the first two, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So you gave yourself some place to go. But as he worked himself up through those 40 seconds of that quote, he got to where we wanted him to get to. Understand the importance of it. But you got to leave a little edge, right? Just in case. Because then it's Panic at the Disco, right? If you say there's a must-win and you don't win, now you're scrambling. So he did leave a little edge to hang on in case it does go south.
Yeah, it's all curiosity from this point forward because, look, the competition gets better the deeper you go into playoffs. And the Cavs were always like we might have said this earlier this week, right? This was what everybody anticipated would be the top two teams in the East when you started the season. They opened the season against each other. They played on Christmas Day against each other.
The Cavs were the 1 seed last year.
There was a reason why the NBA scheduled it that way.
Yeah, but then it drifted.
Well, of course, because you didn't know Detroit was going to take the leap that they took, and you didn't know Boston was going to stay in the fight the way they did after they had a pretty bad start to the season too. People forget. So originally, this was supposed to be the two best teams in the East. So the fact that they come full circle and here they are, to see who's the team coming out of the East is almost chalk, even though it's 3 versus 4.
But look what happened. It shows you. Not only is the regular season sometimes like a joke, but things happen during the regular season. Like they were the two big guns, and that was before the deal. Before Cleveland makes the trade.
Right, they have to make a trade to actually put them in this position.
Right, so that's why so many things can happen between October and now. You live it. I live it on the hockey side. It's so weird. It's hard to explain, Peter. It goes so fast yet feels so long at the same time.
What you mean the
season?
The season
itself?
Like
the Devils season for me is a blur. I'm sure you look back at the Knicks season, it's a blur. But then you take more of a deep breath and look at it and go, wow, that was October, man. That was a long-ass time ago.
Yeah.
And look at all the things that have happened, all the changes, all the different things that take place and trades that were made and guys that came back from injury and guys that got hurt. Like, it's a long journey to get here, and it's just still so many other things that are going to happen between now and when they finally lift that trophy.
It's sort of where we are with the Mets and Yankees, right? Like, was last night not the perfect example of what I say about the value of the last channel button?
Oh, yeah,
last night was a glorious night for cable TV sports.
And because
there was no streaming.
Yankee
Oh my God, all of it. The Met game was insane, and then of course Game 7. That game was through the comeback from the Sabres, the building going crazy, the late goal, all this stuff, and then overtime. Overtime, Game 7. It's a must watch. You got to be on that. And then of course what Wemby's doing in a Game 1 that just felt like a game of the ages. Like it just, I didn't think I watched a commercial. I swear to God,
there was always something else to check.
And if one of those was on a streaming,
then you're done. You're out.
Out.
Because I'm not gonna. I know. Well, you hit the input, and
no,
I'm not doing that.
Too
man.
long. Don't have
there
time
was
for
so
it.
much going on that there was always something I'd kind of forget to go check out, and like, oh, that's right, I got to go check out a Yankee.
Yeah.
Now, also for Fraud Alert Friday, if you could find it, MLB sent out a picture of Jazz after his swing from the home run.
Okay.
All right, so he's at home plate.
Yeah.
You see Judge jump up in the dugout. All the fans are celebrating. Behind the Yankee dugout, there's a fan, arms raised, Blue Jay jersey, Yankee hat.
Oh.
Is that not the face of fraud?
It really is.
It really is.
I got to find it and show it to you.
Did he have the hat like in his back pocket and he just threw it on like once he hit the –
I don't know, but listen, I guess he made his decision. He decided to celebrate the home run, or maybe he had money on it. I don't know.
Who knows?
But that was just a very, very strange, just to show you the frauds that are out there. But I still had time, despite how busy I was, to check out all of that. Now, we got a huge show today. A lot of guests. We're here at Plaza 33, right outside Madison Square Garden. Swing by if you're going to the game. Even if you're not, if you're in the area, check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun because at 4:30, Marcus Camby is going to be here. At 5 o'clock, Monica McNutt. At 6:30, Steve Novak. But coming up next, Tim Bontemps. He's from ESPN, of course, us, and he's going to be joining us. He was great last week. He promised if the Knicks continued, he'd join us. He is here live. He's busy, but he's here in the heat. We appreciate it. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg just getting started on a hot Tuesday, a Knick Tuesday on ESPN New York.
Programming alert. Today's Mets-Nationals game can be heard on 1050 ESPN at 6 p.m. Game 1 of the Knicks and Cavs can be heard on 880 ESPN New York at 7 p.m. And all games can be streamed on the ESPN New York app.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
This is your reminder to check in daily because every day during the NBA playoffs, FanDuel is serving up a happy hour. We're talking special drops you won't want to miss, from profit boosts to bonus bets and more. Check for a new reward every single day of the NBA playoffs and don't miss your shot to get a little extra out of the action. And when every possession matters in the playoffs, FanDuel makes it easy to get closer to the action. From player props on your favorite stars to all the tools you need to back them up. FanDuel puts player research right at your fingertips so you can check stats, trends, and matchups all in one place and make your picks with confidence. It's everything you need all in one app. So don't miss your shot. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. 21 plus and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
The Knicks.
And for the second consecutive season, the Knicks are on their way to the Eastern Conference Finals.
The Cavaliers.
There's something about the mentality of this team that kind of suggests that if there's ever a time to believe in the New York Knicks, the year is now.
The Eastern Conference Finals.
The pursuit of the Larry O is alive and well.
Game 1 coverage gets underway tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. At Rings End, they're there to help realize your modern design visions. That's why they partner with Marvin. Engineered for big ideas, Marvin Modern Windows and Doors deliver effortless elegance, expansive views, and industry-leading innovation, all in a modular system designed to meet the exacting principles of modern architecture. Experience Marvin Modern at a Rings End showroom today and create something stunning with them. Rings End is a certified Marvin installing retailer.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, And they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
If you're a Knicks fan, this is exactly what you want.
The Cleveland Cavaliers are moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals.
They have home court. They get no time in between series.
They'll take on the New York Knicks.
If you could have handpicked the team that you wanted to play in the Eastern Conference Finals, I think it would be Cleveland.
It's amazing how this has worked out. And if they do not go to the NBA Finals, they may never go to the NBA Finals.
Morning Start with DiPietro and Rothenberg. Weekdays from 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we know you're no stranger to setting big goals, whether in school, at work, or in life, and you're ready for more. At UMGC, we offer the skills-based education you need to move your career forward. Learn how to apply AI, data science, and other emerging tech, plus gain skills in leadership and critical thinking. You've come far. Succeed again. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Nationals game can be heard on 1050 ESPN at 6 p.m. Game 1 of the Knicks and Cavs can be heard on 880 ESPN New York at 7 p.m. And all games can be streamed on the ESPN New York app. We want to thank the Mets for moving their games that conflict with the Knicks for the rest of the playoff run to 1050. If you're watching us on YouTube, Calandras has come through again for Monica McNutt. An amazing cake in which a hand that can only be described as chiller theater dunking a basketball into a net. And it completely obscuring Alan and our next guest. So hopefully the people at YouTube still will be able to recognize the
Tim's
voice
never looked better.
It's a lot better
of
for
Tim.
the guests, or for the guests.
Bontemps, nice enough to join us. How are you, man? Thanks for coming out.
Thrilled to be here, fellas.
I know you're busy and it's warm, but you look like you're ready for
this
it.
This is great. I mean, I love playoff games that I can commute to. I didn't walk. I rode the bike, but it's always a great commute when you can just go down Broadway and be here at the Garden. It's great.
Tough for you coming off the loss last night?
Tough for me.
Yeah, aren't you a Sabres guy?
Oh, yes, Sabres. Sorry, I thought you meant the Thunder Spurs game.
No. Well, you're a professional, for
I
God's
grew up near Buffalo, and so I am just always ready for
pain.
Yes, pain. As Don said during the break, Buffalo teams only know how to lose very painfully. So that was
they really are the masters. We've never seen anything like it.
No, it's pretty incredible. Bills and Sabres, both just a very, very long history of absolutely devastating and controversial losses. That one wasn't that controversial, but it was definitely a devastating one.
Excruciating. It's very Knicks-like, although the last 7 games haven't.
No, they've not
I'm
been.
going to give you the opportunity, as someone who picked the Sixers. if you want a mea culpa, this would be the time.
Well,
with all of New York listening.
As I've said to lots of people, you guys know about how you commit to bits on the radio. I committed to a bit on the podcast, and it blew up in my face.
Which was?
What are you going to do? Well, I thought that the Sixers and Knicks were the co-favorites after the first round to win the conference, and whoever won that series would be the heavy favorites in this series. And my co-host on the Hoop Collective did not like that argument very much, so I doubled down on it and picked the Sixers to win, and it blew up in my face, which happens.
You own it.
I also thought Embiid would be like he was in the Celtics series for some portion of it, and when
Really?
he showed up for Game 1 and looked already banged up after hitting his knee at the end of Game 7, I was like, well, I'm probably cooked.
He has such a history of believing in him,
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
With that in mind,
it is what it is.
With that in mind, in this series, James Harden, despite his best efforts, the Cavs still won that Game 7 on the road.
Yes.
Do you look at him at all from a national perspective as one of the big stories of this conference finals? Because while Donovan Mitchell, it's his first time here, for Harden, it's like it just feels like his history has been just laden with playoff failures and playoff disappointments and no-shows.
I mean, not really, only because I think, James Harden is 36 years old, right? They didn't bring James Harden to the Cavs to be the guy who pushes them to the NBA Finals. Like, to me, this is about Donovan Mitchell. And I thought Game 7 was obviously the biggest game to this point of Donovan Mitchell's career. He was awesome in that game. He played the way they needed him to play in that game. However, other than the second half of Game 4, when I think he had 39 points in the second half to power them to a win at home, he didn't look like the Donovan Mitchell who was a borderline first-team All-NBA player the last few years in Cleveland, right? So I think for the Cavs to win the series, Donovan Mitchell's got to play like that a lot, like he did in Game 7. And coming off a back-to-back 7-game series against a team that is very well suited to guard both he and James Harden, I think that's going to be a real challenge. It's one of many reasons why I think the Knicks are going to win the series.
It's interesting, and this is something that none of the four of us can truly answer or relate to because we're all sitting here for a reason. You do wonder, though, with a guy like James Harden, who clearly was aware of the direction of his career. There's no question about it. And now you mess around. I'm going to go to Cleveland, finish these things out, keep collecting money and going to strip clubs, having a good time. Hold on. I'm in the conference finals. You wonder whether a gear could sort of click in when someone who's that all-time great is that close to
6
sniffing.
teams felt that way.
Well, I mean, listen, James Harden is
Just so you know.
If this series goes 6 or 7 games, which it could,
Yeah.
James Harden will have 2 or 3 really good games. And he'll have 3 or 4 really bad games. Like, if you look at the last few years, James Harden has basically done that every single series. He's had 2 or 3 awesome games, 1 or 2 okay games, and 2 or 3 bad games every series. And he did that in the conference semifinals. He did it against Toronto in the first round. He did it last year with the Clippers. He did it with Philly before that. Like, that is what James Harden's history is. So maybe he'll play great today, then he probably won't play great in the next game.
But him putting together a full series is basically not a thing that we've seen.
He's not going to do that. Like, you just know that going in. But again, he's 36 years old. He's not supposed to do that. He's supposed to give you a couple really good games. The thing, if they're going to win the series, Donovan Mitchell has got to be
the guy.
The guy. And he wasn't the guy in really for large stretches of either of the last 2 rounds, which is why they were 7-game slogs and why the Cavs were very close to getting eliminated. He's just, against this Knicks team, he's got to be that level player. Like, he's got to be playing the way Jalen Brunson always has seemed to play in the playoffs for them to have a chance.
Tim, we make a big deal out of Game 1s because this team has never won a series when they've lost Game 1 at home. You remember what happened last year? Similar circumstances, right? We're going to the finals. We're going to be able to beat the Pacers, and then the miracle Game 1.
I don't know if it's quite similar, but I mean, the Pacers were playing that. Like, it's similar in that the Pacers were not favored in the series, but the Pacers were coming in having smacked the Cavs, having smacked the Bucks. We're playing way, way better. Like, this Cavs team is talented. They certainly could turn things around and play much better, but they have not played anywhere near the level of that team in this playoffs.
But it was the same in the sense that this is not who we expected to face. And it kind of looks like, all right, we're on our way, and then you lose Game 1. And because of the history, because we're so close to it, we feel like this is such a big Game 1. But from the outside looking in, is it as big?
Well, I mean, it's always good to win Game 1 at home. You don't want to fall behind in the series,
right?
And it certainly would put the Knicks. It would continue the Knicks' momentum from the last round. Which, I mean, you saw Oklahoma City last night. They were out of sorts, I think, for most of the first half because they hadn't played in a long time, and the Spurs had wrapped up relatively recently and looked like the more locked-in team, which is what you see a lot. So I could see the Knicks having a slow start in this game as they kind of get rev back up to playoff intensity. But to go back to what you said about this isn't who you expected to see, the irony of this matchup is this is what the conference finals was supposed to be in October. Right? Like, these were the co-favorites coming into the season, and until the last 7 games, the Knicks, while their record was good, did not really look like they were a team that was certain to get this far, to put it mildly. And the Cavs, both all season and then in the first 2 rounds, have not looked like a team that was really going to get here and managed to do so. So it is interesting. Like, the Cavs are an extremely talented team, and if they lock in and play really well, like, they're more than capable of winning the series. But going off the evidence of the last month, the Knicks really should win this series, and they should make the finals, and it's why it's set up to be a very big disappointment if they don't.
How realistic is what you've seen with the offense for that the Knicks have gone? They were a top 3 offense in the regular season, but it didn't look like this at all. And yet they switched something in the middle of the playoffs. Is this like, are you convinced that, oh, no, this is what you're going to see now the rest of the way? The numbers were just astronomical. They're shooting, the efficiency, all that stuff. Is this who they are now, or is that a product of who they played?
I mean, I think it's more I think it's more the former. Like, I mean, look, the Knicks, the Hawks and the Sixers are not as talented as the Cavs, but the Knicks also, like, I mean, in that game 4, I mean, they went 12 for 13 to start the game from 3, right? They've just been molten hot from everywhere, and it is pretty unprecedented to see a team completely change its offensive style in the middle of the playoffs and then have the results that they have. Like, sometimes you'll see a team, like Oklahoma City, for example, right? They're probably going to start small in game 2, but, like, you don't see a team tend to completely rip up what they do offensively in the middle of the postseason and have it, completely change their season. But that's what the Knicks have done, doing this stuff with Karl Towns playing sort of as the hub and operating as a facilitator. And it's been remarkable to see how it's flipped things around. And, I mean, we'll see how it looks against the Cavs. Obviously, Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen are both very good defensive players. I think one of the real battlegrounds in the series is Can Mitchell-Robinson, who I think had 16 offensive rebounds in 36 minutes against the Cavs this season. Continue to really pound these guys inside. He's had a lot of success doing that against these two in the past. But, I mean, if Towns could continue to play like that and continue to be as good as he was the last 7 games, it's one, again, like, the Knicks should be in the finals if that continues.
Is there a version of either of the next 2 series, assuming there are 2, where the Knicks would get away from this version of the offense?
I mean, it's hard to say. I think if they do, I expect the Knicks to win this series, and I think
playing the way they were playing.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I don't think they're going to change it. And I think whoever they play in the finals is going to be a gargantuan challenge to beat, and I think they might have to change a lot of things depending on which matchup, and they might have to change different things depending on which matchup. But those 2 teams, I think, are clearly the 2 best teams in the league, and it's going to be a real challenge for the Knicks to win that one. But yeah, I mean, I would say let's focus on Knicks winning these 4 games first, and then worry about whoever they're playing in the other series.
Tim Bontemps joining us here on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Take you up until 7 o'clock. Our coverage begins at Game 1, the Cavaliers and the Knicks. Give me a player on each side that we're not talking enough about that you think could have a big impact in the next couple of weeks.
Well, I mean, OG Anunoby, because we haven't talked about him at all. I mean, his injury, I think, is critical in terms of whether the Knicks can be a team that win another 8 games, right? Like, I think the Knicks are favored to win 4 games. They're probably not to win 8 just because I don't think anybody's favored to beat the other 2 teams. But for them to have a chance to do that, OG's got to play like he did the first, 9 games of the playoffs before he got hurt. Because he was the Knicks' best player. Like, that was the best stretch of his career he's ever had. So if he can be back healthy, he should be playing tonight. We'll see if there's any restrictions on him. But his ability to both get to his spots and score on offense in ways he hasn't before, and especially his defensive versatility. Like, you saw a lot against Cleveland. Evan Mobley had the ball in his hands a lot. My guess is, the Knicks can go a lot of different ways. My guess is he will guard Evan Mobley in this series, and if he does, Evan Mobley's not going to be doing a lot of ball handling because OG can just rip him.
I'm sorry.
No. I think his versatility, allows the Knicks to do so many different things, and his health, I think, is absolutely massive. Not that that's a huge shock to them having a chance to actually win this thing.
Yeah, the record when he's in the lineup just tells you all you need to know on that one. What happened in Minnesota and what's happening here? Does it change the look of the Towns trade either way?
In what respect?
Well, think about what was said when Minnesota was eliminated, and Naz Reid talking about moodiness, and a lot of referencing that sounded very much directed at Randall, how Julius Randle did not play well at all in the playoffs. and what Towns has become here. Because I think it's a remarkable transformation of a player that a lot of people were very frustrated with and grumbled about. And now you're seeing a completely different approach and a different connection that he's got now with this fan base. Do you, though, again, from the outside, look at that trade any differently now that we have this much evidence?
I don't think so. I mean, I think it's a trade that worked for both teams.
Okay.
I mean, the Wolves had to shed some money. It wasn't going to be feasible for them to have the group they had going forward. I mean, look, they made the conference finals last year. If they were healthy, if Dante DiVincenzo is healthy, if Anthony Edwards is healthy, I think that could have been an even more competitive series than it was against San Antonio. Like, I think they're in a fine spot. And look, the Knicks are obviously in a really good spot. Like, we'll see if they can win 4 more games and make the finals. But, you know, Karl Towns and Jalen Brunson are playing better together than they ever have. Karl's had a phenomenal stretch these past couple of weeks, doing stuff we haven't really seen him do before, and it certainly worked out for the Knicks. So I do think it's a rare trade where you can look at it objectively and say everybody came out pretty well in the end.
What did you take from that Thunder Spurs game last night?
I mean, that was as good a game as you're ever going to see. I think it, you know, again, I'm not trying to be a downer for the Knicks fans ahead of this party, but, like, you know, the challenge of beating either of those teams for anybody for the rest of this decade is going to be immense.
Yeah, for the rest of this decade,
I mean,
it's the best way to put it.
Barring injury, those two teams should be the class of the league for a while. And look, like, I think the Thunder are going to win the series. I think watching that game, there was a lot, and I picked them to win the series. I still think they will win it. There's a lot of stuff you could look at and say they could play better. Chet Holmgren was awful. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, by his standards, was awful. The Thunder, who have always been a phenomenal scoring team off of transition and getting turnovers and turning them into baskets, had 5 or 6 open 2-on-1s and just didn't score, right? Like, there was a ton of stuff that they could clean up in the game. That said, this might just be the Thanos moment for Victor Wembanyama, and if they win this series, I think they will win the finals. And, I mean, they could just dominate the league for a decade. Like, Dylan Harper already, I think, could be better, arguably, than De'Aaron Fox.
He doesn't play like a rookie.
No, I mean
he
that
doesn't. He has such poise. It's incredible. Him and Castle. Castle, his emotional apathy when it comes to, like, anything that happens. You could have 10 turnovers. He could dunk on you. His face never changes.
He's great. I mean, obviously, he showed that at Connecticut. He's carried it over to the pros. But, I mean, Dylan Harper last night, as a rookie, playing against one of the best defensive teams you'll ever see as a group, had 24, 11, 6, and 7 steals with 1 turnover in 47 minutes.
Jeez.
Like, that is an
So
all-time classic performance by a rookie who found out he was starting 45 minutes before the game. Like,
and last night felt like collectively, like the warm-ups are over. The true it truly began.
Yeah, well, I mean, you go
everything else was cute.
You go
last
from
night.
Cavs Pistons Sunday night to then that game last night.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not the same sport.
It's a Game 7 where, like, you would really need to add every bit of sauce to make it a sexy Game 7. Then you jump to a Game 1 that everybody universally wants to watch.
It was incredible.
It's on. You know, this is why the coaching change was made by the Knicks last year. Now it's on. You're halfway. It begins tonight. Tim, enjoy it, man. Thanks for this.
Sure, guys.
Really
Anytime.
appreciate it.
Thanks, Tim.
Bontemps does a great job covering the NBA for us here at ESPN. Come back with some calls at 1-800-919-3776. Marcus Camby here at 4:30. Monica McNutt at 5. Steve Novak at 6:30. Got a big show taking up until 7 o'clock. Then it's Pat O'Keefe and Knicks coverage right here. Don Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
And for the second consecutive season, the Knicks are on their way to the Eastern Conference Finals.
The Cavaliers.
There's something about the mentality of this team that kind of suggests that if there's ever a time to believe in the New York Knicks, the year is now.
The Eastern Conference Finals.
The pursuit of the Larry O is alive and well.
Game 1 coverage gets underway tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
The New York City Department of Correction offers countless career opportunities, from specialized units to leadership roles that support public safety and change lives for the better. It starts with one step: registering for the New York City Correction Officer exam. Earn over $109,000 after just 5.5 years. Benefits on day 1, job security, pension at any age after 22 years of service. Go to nyc.gov/joinDOC or search Join DOC. One career, many opportunities. Registration ends next week. Take the test.
I'm a dog, and my job is to make you happy. So I recommend Optimum Fiber for your home. It's famously fast, way better than flaky 5G home internet, which can slow down the more people, or dogs, are online. So switch to Optimum Fiber, starting at only $25 a month with a 5-year price lock. Call 888-4-OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today. That's 888-4-OPTIMUM.
Gus, fetch.
I gotta take that. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
Did your dog just get groomed? She's got a pep in her step.
Actually, she's gotten famous. She's one of 18 dogs on the New Jersey Dog Scratch-Offs from the New Jersey Lottery.
What?
Yeah, New Jersey voted, and 18 dogs were chosen.
Well, look at her.
It's gone to her head a bit.
Play the New Jersey Dog Scratch-Offs, featuring 18 real New Jersey dogs and a top prize of $200,000.
Oh, are you a famous doggy? Yes, you are.
Must be 18 or older to buy a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or somebody knows a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the Michael K. Show.
Done with Buster only here on the Michael K. Show. One of the things that caught your eye was Volpe said, things are out of my control right now.
No, that's not right. You have control. He's been the shortstop. The Yankees have wanted him to be the shortstop, and he would be the shortstop if he performed better. And there wouldn't really be a debate about it. And it's within his control to play better.
The Michael K. Show. Weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Your summer starts now with Memorial Day deals at the Home Depot. It's time to fire up summer cookouts with the Next Grill 4-burner gas grill on special buy for only $199. And entertain all season with the Hampton Bay West Grove 7-piece outdoor dining set for only $499. This Memorial Day, get low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. While supplies last, pricing valid May 14th through May 27th. U.S. only, exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it's time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle. All the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you could win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
Your summer starts now with Memorial Day deals at the Home Depot. It's time to fire up summer cookouts with the Next Grill 4-burner gas grill on special buy for only $199. And entertain all season with the Hampton Bay West Grove 7-piece outdoor dining set for only $499. This Memorial Day, get low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. While supplies last, pricing valid May 14th through May 27th. U.S. only, exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list, and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
Another dominating step towards a championship.
And for the second consecutive season, the Knicks are on their way to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Will this be the year the Knicks punch their ticket to the NBA Finals?
Inbound stolen by McBride, and then Brunson buries a far corner 3. 5 points for Brunson in about 3 seconds.
Thanks to all our New York Knicks partners this season, including New York Presbyterian, NYC Department of Corrections, Boost Mobile, and the Paris Firm on ESPN New York.
Don Hahn and Rosenberg here at Plaza 33 outside the Garden, getting you ready for Game 1, Knicks and the Cavs.
We almost lost the canopy.
That was a
There's a nice breeze. Listen, I'm not mad at it.
No, the breeze is nice.
I'm not mad at the breeze.
But it's also, because it feels just so hot in the sun, but the breeze coming through is nice, but it's very strong.
Yeah, that was a worrisome moment.
Great job by everybody around here just catching it before it took off.
You remember, you know the Office meme where Michael Scott's just running out yelling, "It's happening"? That's kind of what that felt like.
Well, sorry I didn't flinch because this is not the first rodeo for me, having the tent blow away. It's happened many times before.
Oh, so you're used to this.
I just worry that this one you don't want to get stuck with one of the poles, though.
Wow.
It's a mouthful.
We did a remote. We did a remote
you doubled down.
outside the LIRR outside of Shea Stadium where the whole tent blew away and we had to finish the show in a Hummer.
Sorry?
Oh, sure.
Well,
it's exactly how it sounds.
Listen.
That sounds delightful.
Well, no, that would have been to finish with one. Not in one.
We're talking about the vehicle.
Oh, got it.
That ruined everything.
Well,
you could have left me to my imagination.
You could have, but I think, we do have kids coming back from school. 1-800-919-3776. Dave is in Elizabeth. You get us started here on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. What do you got?
What up, fellas? What up? Yo, Hollywood Hahn, Don, Rosenberg. This is what I want to say, man, as far as Knicks Nation. I think we're going in confident tonight. I usually don't talk confident, and I'm not, that guy. I don't pump out my chest, but I think everybody's focused as far as the captain, Cat, OG got the days off. Hopefully, he's nice and healthy to start off for this series. I'm going in with confidence, fellas. I think we're going to take care of business, and I think especially that, since that comment that Brunson and some of the guys made, that, they kind of played around or they didn't take game one so serious last year, that they're going to take this game a lot more serious. So I think they're going to come out guns blazing, fellas, and that's what I want to see. And before you guys let me go, Hollywood Hahn, don't get mad at me, but we won that series over the weekend. It was very good. Mets, let's continue doing it.
Enjoy it.
Later, boys.
Enjoy it. My daughter called me this morning, Don.
Right.
Emma. And she's like, I know you're busy with basketball. Did you happen to watch any baseball this weekend? Big Mets fan. And I'm just like, no, I don't watch till October. She got so mad at me.
Well, and rightly so.
Well, and you're lying.
I know, but it
did bother you.
Well, what am I supposed to say? So she just started going on about how this is the turning point, and we're going to thank you.
It is a good moment.
And she was really trying to get me going, and I just said, I don't really watch baseball till October. It's a nice feeling.
We'll see. We'll see if it's.
I don't have to because I know my team's going to be there in October. Whereas, I know yours. You have to watch now because you never know. But that's the best I could do.
Well, yeah, you kind of know.
It's all I got. What else am I going to say?
Hold
other than
on. No, I'm not allowing.
Sucked.
I'm not standing for this entire conversation. Number one, 2 weeks ago, they're in the World Series. A week later now, you're not so sure exactly what this Yankees team is. So let's not pretend
I didn't say I'm not sure what they are. I believe I said yesterday that I still very much believe this is a good team, that there are areas that you have to fix, and that's what the regular season shows you is what are the areas that need to be fixed. And that's up to Brian Cashman to do, which every year he tries to do. He doesn't always accomplish it, but he knows what he needs to do. And by July, they'll find a third baseman. By July, we know Volpe's kind of putting up a fight right now, but Caballero is your shortstop. What do you do with Jazz? Jazz putting up a fight now all of a sudden. Then we all know the bullpen is always the area. Bednar made it interesting again last night, didn't he?
Yes, they did.
My God, he really needs to calm down. But this is what Cashman does every July, and you expect that he'll find some pieces that try to make them whole, good enough anyway to make a run.
But here's what I can't do, guys.
So I'll wait till I'll know more about this team once we get through all that stuff.
Here's what we can't do. We can't talk about baseball every day and yet then not give any credence when things actually happen. Because if we're going to make the rule, hey, it doesn't matter till September, I'm fine.
That's
I'm
not
fine
what I
with
said.
it. No,
That's
hear
not
me
what
out.
I said.
Hear me out. Then I'm fine, and we just want to talk about baseball.
I
but if you're
didn't
going to
say
draw
that.
me in and we're going to have to talk about it every day, we're not going to ignore the fact that right now, sitting where the Mets are today versus 3 weeks ago, and I know Don, I'll talk to you because Don has to ignore it because he's beaten and broken and he's dead inside, and he should be.
He is.
But for us, being reasonable people,
right.
I'm not saying this team is on their way to a championship, but they are unquestionably the Mets. They unquestionably have a different mojo they did not have a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And they did it again last night in a wacky game.
Oh, my goodness.
They easily could have lost. Instead, they score 10 runs in an extra.
That always happens.
Which has not happened over 100 years.
Oh, then it never happens.
So it's a pretty cool moment to have won this many series, get a series with the Yankees, turn around, get the first one in a divisional series in Washington. You got to feel pretty good.
And maybe that just kind of has sparked something, which is all you're looking for. I acknowledge all that. And no. I was having fun saying I don't really watch till October.
No, I'm actually more going at Don than you.
Okay,
because Don's response to this happening is you gotta enjoy it a little bit.
Because trends happen, and you have to acknowledge them, and it's also areas that you say are a weakness could change. Again, look at Volpe. Volpe comes in, and what's he been doing? Getting on base, walks, hits. He's getting on base. And that's something. That's how you fight your way back into the lineup when everybody wanted to put dirt on you. That's something now all of a sudden to watch. Those are the things. Like Bednar right now going through it. How does he get himself out of it? That's why it's every day does matter. But I don't overreact because it's such a long season that trends happen, and you want to see the trends, less of the negative trends and more of the positive trends.
Everybody put words in my mouth. Michael did it the other day on Friday. Oh, Don, you said they were dead. I never said they were dead. I'm just saying that I'm just sick and tired of having to rely on these runs. I've made it very clear. And right now they're doing it. They're feeling it. They're getting something going here. Yeah, but I had a fan before. They turned it around. You need more. You're still 5 games under 500.
You got to get to 500.
Right? So
you'll be better at 500.
That's how well they have to play for a lot longer to be able to make up for the miserable start that they had. And so I'm not talking about playoffs. No.
So 500 though.
Yeah, well, let's get there.
And then you'll
let's
feel
get
good.
there, and there's still a lot of heavy lifting to do.
Okay. And again, you could be at 500 at the break and have a conversation.
Right, but can we get there first before all of a sudden we start? It's foolish to say that they're dead. It's also foolish to say everything's fine, they're going to be all right, they're going to be in the playoffs. That's foolish, too. Live in the now. It's a nice run. Need more because they had an awful start.
This is Don doing the hope is a dangerous thing. Hope will drive a man insane.
No, this is me analyzing the situation. No,
give me hope.
No, I'm not playing. I'm playing the game of this team still, to me, is not very good. All right? And they're going to have to play a lot better for a lot longer for me to start to think that they're what they were supposed to be at the beginning of the season. And even if they do sneak into the third wild card, this was built to be a team that was going to challenge the Braves and the Phillies and win the division and maybe win a championship. But real quick, I'll get a quick question.
Yep.
Because we're not going to do a lot of baseball today, but we do have a second. And I just wonder, because you're a broadcaster, I'm a broadcaster, and so is Peter calling matches in wrestling. So last night we had a situation where Vivas is an everyday player. He's going to pitch in that extra inning game. But the rules are there's a certain amount, I forget exactly, a certain amount of runs you have to be up before you can have a positional player pitch.
Mm-hmm.
So they try to put Vivas in the game. The umpires won't let him because it's not the scores. However, they did not realize, the umpires, that once you get to extra innings,
all bets are off.
All bets are off. You can do it. The umpires did not know that.
Wow.
Now, Gary and Keith jumped them and said that's embarrassing. The umpires didn't know the rules. And I was looking at social media, and some people were like getting on the broadcast saying, well, you didn't know the rule. I'm sorry. When I'm calling a Devil game, you're calling a Knick game. I'd like to think I know all the rules, but there are nuances. I always have the rule book with me. I keep a rule book with me because there's always something that comes up that you want to double check. But I'm sorry. They're paid to know the rules. If the umpires don't know the rules, then what are we doing?
Well, it's
I'm
literally
sorry.
their job.
You could get on Keith and Gary for maybe calling the umps embarrassing if you want to. But to me, I have no issue with that because I'm sorry, whether you're an official, a referee, an umpire, you've got to know the rules. You're the last line of demarcation, man. If you don't know the rules, what are we doing?
It's literally your job
Exactly.
is to enforce the rules. So
Gary
if you don't
was
know
right.
the rule, that's a major problem.
Because if he doesn't know the rules, then it's like literally chaos.
Yeah, literally. But if you're a broadcaster and you might have forgotten one or something like that,
And it's a rule that's only been in existence
look
for
it
a
up.
couple of years.
Yeah, but again, umpire, this is what you're tested on. This is what you prepare for. This is literally your job, is to know every single nuance of every single rule.
They should also have another rule that when you're at that point where you're going, we're down this many runs, we're going to a position player, the other option should be you just want to end it.
Yeah, how about we just call it? Can we call it?
Because once I'm bringing in
So
someone to pitch,
you want losing teams to just say,
Mercy
we're going
rule.
to tap out.
Yeah, we're going to bring in someone to pitch 45 miles an hour. Just end the game. If I could get a base hit,
you imagine?
If I could get a base hit, it should be over.
What would be the thing? Like, do you take like a towel and just throw it on the field?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, there's the towel.
And
the Nationals are
let's say I wanted
submitting.
to throw in the towel, and I didn't have a towel. Where would I go to maybe buy a towel?
I don't know.
Well, there's a lot of places you can go to buy things, and that is Amazon.
If I want it delivered to me,
Amazon.
Right away.
Now, but here's the thing, right? If you need it delivered, and Amazon does that, but I'll tell you what, in New York, we know every block is a business, every minute counts. So if you have a small business, you want to listen up. Amazon Hub Delivery lets you earn extra revenue from the business you already run. Stay with me. Trust me, you're going to love this. You and your staff can deliver packages right in your neighborhood on a schedule that works for you. So Brian and the crew at 165 Hardware in Washington Heights, they deliver during their store's afternoon downtime. The extra revenue from Amazon Hub Delivery helps their bottom line, and delivering has given the business more visibility and connection to their community. And getting started, it is easy. No delivery experience, no long-term contracts, and best of all, no startup costs. New York local businesses, if you're ready to make your next move, go here. Visit Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
Marcus Camby at 4:30, Monica McNutt at 5, Steve Novak at 6:30, Don Anna Rosenberg outside the Garden, ESPN New York.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station. The Knicks.
And for the second consecutive season, the Knicks are on their way to the Eastern Conference Finals.
The Cavaliers.
There's something about the mentality of this team that kind of suggests that if there's ever a time to believe in the New York Knicks, the year is now.
The Eastern Conference Finals.
The pursuit of the Larry O is alive and well.
Game 1 coverage gets underway tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Some stages celebrate. This one tests everything. Every drive, every approach, every putt. Pressure builds, resilience matters, and history waits for the bold. In June, the 2026 U.S. Open Championship returns to the Hamptons at the iconic Shinnecock Hills Golf Club. Experience the world's best golfers as they compete on one of the sport's most storied stages. Daily tickets are available now on SeatGeek. Don't just watch greatness. Experience it live at the 126th U.S. Open.
If you're trying to save money but still eat well, just go to Wild Fork Foods and thank me later. You get pork tenderloin for $2.50 a pound, ground turkey for $3 a pound, ground chorizo for only $4 a pound. Those are everyday staples at serious value, and it's all blast frozen, so you're not sacrificing quality. Plus, they've got over 450 options, 7 locations, or same-day delivery at wildforkfoods.com. Go check out Wild Fork Foods.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge, or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, fellas, Knicks-Cavs, Game 1, coverage immediately following us on 880 at 7 o'clock. Coverage of the Mets and their opponent, the Nationals, will be on 1050 at 6 o'clock. We thank the Mets for moving that game to 1050, and the Yankees host the Blue Jays at 7:05. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew. Try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. Good stuff from Tim Bontemps about Harden, because he reminds us he's 36 years old. So the ship has sailed as far as him being a superstar, but he still could be impactful. And he said, "Listen, if the Cavs win a couple of games, he'll probably have a couple of really good games, and he'll have a couple of real bad games." How do you feel about where he stands in this series? He's still a big name, and he's still somebody your eyes gravitate to him, right? The big beard. And we have the memories of all those great moments, especially in Houston. We were dropping 30 every single night. But how past his prime is he, and how impactful do you think he's going to be in this series?
I think we saw it against Detroit, is that he can have moments, so you can't forget about him, right? You gotta always respect the talent that's there. But you also, to me, defensively, he doesn't really give you an effort at all. And when he gets frustrated, he doesn't like being played against physical, and he doesn't like being trapped. And if you start doing stuff like that to him, he gets rattled. But one thing to keep in mind is that James Harden, during his career, owns the Knicks. His personal record, no matter what team he's played on, in playing against the Knicks. Now, he's never played in a playoff series against them, but in the regular season, he's 29-6. Like 29-6. Like he never loses to this team.
That's a lot of teams he was on.
That's
right?
that's the best winning percentage by any team, any player against the Knicks in history. He has had a lot of success against this team, and I think for him that has to give him some confidence, right, walking in. Now, to be fair, he hasn't played against a team like this.
No.
You know, like it's not like he has dominated the Knicks when they're at their best. I will also add the last time the Knicks played, it was back in February 24th, right after the All-Star break. It was Harden. It was the first time the Knicks saw the Cavs with Harden, and the Knicks lost the game.
Right.
So you just put another one there, but those are those games that you just kind of go, what are we really talking about? Like, is this a game you look back on and watch and go, oh, you got to take things from this game? Not really, because the Knicks are a much different-looking team than then. I think the Cavs are a different-looking team than then. And so watching Harden in the Pistons series, I think the Knicks have to play him physical, have to annoy him. You can't forget about him. You have to know that in pockets of the game he can do things to dominate, because when Mitchell goes to the bench, Harden is like the main piece now. And you got to make sure in those minutes that he's not giving the Cavs plus minutes. You have to take those minutes and win them.
Who's the better defensive team?
That's a good question.
I think the Knicks can be elite defensively at times, but they're not consistently enough elite defensively.
Does that follow the effort level of Cat? Is that like basically if you're getting
not necessarily.
the best Cat?
I think it's matchups a lot of times. Like I'll go back to the Sixers series and how the Knicks defensively had moments, but they also struggled with foul trouble because of Joel Embiid. And that's the one thing about James Harden that he can still draw fouls. He's still crafty. He still flops. He still does all these things that will create the ability to draw fouls. And for the Knicks, you got to play with your hands back. You can't fall for it. It's very, very similar to the Embiid stuff. You can't get caught up in the histrionics because he will try to get you in foul trouble, to get you in the bonus, and get to the free throw line. But those are the two weaknesses. Like I mentioned the turnovers. Huge weakness of the Cavs. You know what else is? Free throws. They get a lot of free throws. They miss a lot. That's another thing I think. It's amazing they survived that series with Detroit when they missed a lot of free throws. But it didn't hurt them because they got so many that they were still able to make enough to make up for it. But still, that's also something I would watch is free throws. And that's something that Harden's going to do. He's going to draw a lot of fouls, just like Embiid, with his craftiness, with all the stuff that is going to be frustrating, especially in this building. You're going to get a lot of boos from his flops and all that stuff.
Alan Hahn is so tall.
What happened?
That when this canopy almost blew away again.
I held it down.
Alan literally reached up. I mean, it's freakish.
He literally
like
and figuratively holds down the fort.
I am.
Yeah, he's literally.
I am right now.
I need a picture of Alan holding down the fort.
I am holding down the fort.
Alan literally holding down the fort.
Now, the other thing we haven't really gotten into, because we just found out about this series, literally on, what was it?
Sunday.
And we talked about it a little bit yesterday, and Peter can attest to this, and you could on different shows. But, Peter, how much Nick talk did we have when they were looking for that guy? And it was going to be Donovan Mitchell.
Oh, yeah.
Donovan Mitchell's coming. Got to get Donovan Mitchell. Got to get somebody to play with Julius Randle. Donovan Mitchell this. Donovan Mitchell that. Well, they pivoted to Brunson. Knick fans collectively yawned.
Remember, they signed Brunson, and then later that summer had a deal on the table for Mitchell that involved R.J. Barrett. And they backed out of it because I think Utah was asking a lot, and they felt it was too high a price to pay. So they backed out of it, gave Barrett an extension, and then in a couple of months traded Barrett for
OG
and quickly for OG Anunoby. And so some of the best trades you make are the ones you don't make.
Don't make. But
because a lot of thinking was Mitchell and Brunson as a backcourt might have been very dynamic, but they would have been small. So there was a lot of criticism about that.
Oh, and OG's been such a key piece.
That did happen. That was a real thing. They were that close.
But before Brunson, it was Mitchell, and the focus was on Mitchell.
Yeah,
and
a lot of it.
Mitchell ends up in Cleveland.
Yep.
Obviously, we know Brunson's here in New York, and now they're both battling for the same real estate.
Yeah.
And
there's an underlying fun thing about this series because of Donovan Mitchell. He's from Westchester, from Tarrytown, which is where the Knicks practice facility is. And you remember there was so many connections with him, not just the trade. Draft night, Rick Pitino coached him at Louisville. Rick Pitino told the Knicks, Phil Jackson was running the team at the time, this guy can do more at the pro level than he did at the college level. You got to draft this guy. Pitino begged them, and Jackson said, he's too small.
Yeah, can he play the triangle, I think was the question.
And Knick fans will know that instead of that, they took Frank Ntilikina. How'd that work out? Not great.
Not great, Bob.
So there was that, and so they kept circling back to try to get him from Utah because it was so clear that he would have been a great player to play in New York. Now he's going to play here in an Eastern Conference final. Kenny Atkinson, head coach, he and I were high school, not teammates, but we went to the same high school together. He's a legend, and he was a Knick coach, assistant coach, years ago. And so his connection to New York is also obvious.
Oh, yeah.
But Donovan Mitchell, his dad works for the Mets.
Right.
So there's a whole Mets thing there. He's here in New York all summer. He goes to Mets games. He's a big Mets fan. He talks about it. Josh Hart, Elston Howard, his relative. Josh Hart, a big Yankees guy. Karl Anthony Towns, big Yankees guy. So there's a little bit of like a Mets-Yankees thing going on here. And I wonder, would the Mets kind of give Donovan Mitchell like some love? Would they dare say anything?
Not now.
No.
You think they stay out of it completely?
If they went on to the finals and they won the finals,
then they'll do something.
They would show him love at a game if he won the finals.
Yeah,
but not right now.
But that's like a little underlying thing going on there.
Don, you think?
I don't know any Knick players that rock with the Mets at all. They're all very much Yankee people.
Don, you think Donovan Mitchell might be near the home? Maybe he's from the same area as Sauce Gardner.
Yonkers? I'm going to check Wikipedia. Double check on that.
He is not from Yonkers.
Wait, who? Me?
One of the all-time great moments.
Yeah, you can.
But there's a lot of
may
connections.
look at it as great. I don't.
You choose not to.
But there's a lot of different connections with these two franchises, and of course, again, just Mitchell, Atkinson, their connection, and I think this series will be the first time you don't get that huge Knicks contingent of fans in Cleveland. I do not think we're going to see that.
Yeah, they're so into it.
Dan Gilbert sent 24 buses to Detroit, and I can't believe the Pistons. They unlocked tickets behind the Cavs bench, and it was all Cavs fans. So they're up by 30, and it's like all celebrating around their bench. I'm thinking, you just made that a very comfortable area for them. Why would you allow that if you're the Detroit Pistons? I cannot believe 24. You think they're getting 24 buses of fans in this building?
No.
There's no chance.
I think the Cleveland fans are hardcore. Detroit is close.
It was close. A couple hours, yeah.
I think the Pistons fans are into this team, but I don't think they're obsessed with that team. And I think Cleveland really senses they have a shot at a post-LeBron championship.
Can you imagine, though, 24 buses of fans, and they get to sit
and
they sit right behind the visitors' bench? Why would you allow that?
That is absolutely crazy.
Hey, Don, random thought here. Someone reached out to DiPietro Rothenberg this week. I guess they were from Cleveland, and just asked who are our favorite artists from Cleveland. So I started looking up Cleveland artists, and I started out with hip hop, who I knew basically everyone off the top of my head. But then with rock, I thought there'd be tons. And I got to tell you, I went and looked, and I was not impressed.
Which is interesting because that's where the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is.
Don, I mean, listen, I'm looking at it, and you get to Joe Walsh in 2 seconds. Trent Reznor moved there and started 9 Inch Nails. And then, after that, as far as big names go, it's there wasn't much.
That is very random.
I was very surprised. Well, Detroit, different story. It was interesting, though. You thought Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Midwest America, not a ton of rock from Cleveland town. But you can get a home for the price of VCR. I do wonder, you think there'll be
a VCR, he said.
Will you even see a pocket of Cavs fans here tonight?
Oh, there's always going to be some.
Because it's New York and everyone moves here.
Yeah, there's always going to be some, but it. But I just found
Alan
that
knows the song.
I do.
Yeah, he knows Cleveland Town.
Yeah, I know that song. The fact that though they were sending buses of fans blow my mind.
Very slapshot-ish, almost following the team.
Right.
It's odd.
Right, the boosters.
Yeah.
But because of the New York takeover that happened in Atlanta, and then what we saw, never seen anything like that in Philadelphia. I just to me, it's going to be interesting when this series does move to Cleveland. Is what kind of because that's a loud building. They pride themselves on it. It's going to be interesting, but the there's so many little things about this series as we go along that are going to be fun to watch. Jared Allen versus Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, that's
Robinson
a good one.
Absolutely owned him. I mean, owned him in the last time they played each other. And Jared Allen's famous quote after that series when the Knicks won in 5 saying the lights were too bright. The lights were too bright?
Wow.
And so does Mitchell Robinson continue that, or does Jared Allen have something for him now? You know, all little storylines.
No, it's really great. And that's what's
series.
so much fun because then you get different storylines as you go, different teams and different villains emerge. And we've had so much time to be able to promote.
will be that.
Yeah.
Max Strus will be the villain that the Garden fans want to boo because he plays hard.
He does.
You love having him on your team. I think that's definitely something that, that people will grasp onto because he's physical. He doesn't apologize for it. He plays really hard. He can shoot the 3. He celebrates. He's emotional. All that kind of stuff. Like, you're going to see that him, and then, of course, Harden. The Garden fans are going to get on his case for sure. Well, that's an obvious one, but
they'll get on him. And
it's too easy.
Tim Bontemps was on earlier, and Peter, you brought it up, and I completely agree with you.
Go ahead.
That this feels like this is when the playoffs begin.
Yep.
Like the first couple of rounds are certainly the playoffs, and for some teams, there's a sense of accomplishment, be able to move on. Say you played in the second round, that you won a series, but this is supposed to be where you get rid of all the ancillary stuff, and now these are the final 4.
Yeah.
These are clearly out west. Those are the 2 best teams, and we could argue if these are the 2 best teams, but you reminded us, as Tim did, that at the beginning of the season it felt like Cavaliers and Knicks were on a collision course.
Mm-hmm.
That faded as time went on. The Pistons all of a sudden became a thing. Boston became a thing when Tatum came back, and Cleveland was kind of forgotten about, but we're back to where we were, where these were the 2 best teams going in. Cavs were the 1 seed. They saw their postseason fall apart with all the injuries that they had, and that's kind of forgotten too because it looks like they choked it away, but maybe it was just the circumstances. They weren't ready. They were banged up. They go out and get Harden. Harden's not a guy that's got a history of great postseason performances, but now they find themselves in the 3rd round. They accomplished a lot to get here. So now, like I said, now it's on, and this is why Mike Brown is here. And there is going to be a different sense now. Now the buildings are harder to get into, right? Like there's just a different sense that it's still the playoffs, but now we are clearly at a way different level than we were last week.
And last year we were here, but it almost felt like, oh wow, here they like. There was a different sense. This definitely feels a little more like, there's a lot of work still to be done versus last year where it was, hey, they might be able to win this thing. Like, there was a different type of feel, and that's again the growth of a team. By the way, what's the get-in? Have you looked, Peter?
I have not looked. Should I check?
The get-in tonight. I'm very curious about the get-in tonight.
I'll tell you. Let's see what the old Ticketmaster says.
Because it's
not going to be low.
No, I saw some of the hotels because I'm staying tonight for Get Up tomorrow, and the hotel prices in the city.
Well, it's interesting because
there's something going on.
Here we go. What's today? The 19th?
It's game 1 of a series Knicks fans feel confident in. So, do they lay some money back for later on?
Looks like 517.
5. That's
not bad.
Section 420.
Oh Lord, that's
You're on Mars.
You're
guys.
definitely on the moon. Yeah, you're in the building, but you're on the moon.
But in the reimagining,
like section 117.
Oh,
bless
easy!
You. Wow,
good God Almighty!
Right into the mic.
He sneezed so hard that the cough button didn't work. You can use the button for other things besides cough.
Yeah.
I didn't have enough pants for
But you know what though? You know what saved it though, Don? Is that the breeze hit just at the right time, so the spray went right to me.
Yeah,
I
right
protected
all over
you.
Like
so it's good. I got it.
Like you dream about.
I cover.
The button says cough, so I didn't hit it.
It didn't say sneeze.
Oh,
Where's the sneeze button?
By the way, everyone that wasn't a long building sneeze.
No,
it came quickly.
It sneaked up on you.
It sneezed right up on me.
Sneezed up on you.
It was a joke that was,
No, it was sitting right there.
It was right there.
Yeah.
So section 117,
yeah,
which is right there in the middle.
Yeah, you're there.
Staring right at the court.
Yep.
But it's it's the first one off the floor.
Yeah.
The get into that section verified resales $2,700.
That's it.
That's it.
Wow. How many tickets you get out of that? 2,700.
That's one ticket.
One.
Yes.
I'm not gonna get into.
Do you get to play?
You don't get to play. But if you want
to
check
in the game at
section 11, I can get you into section 11.
All right, 11. I know that section.
That's row floor.
Yeah,
that's row 4 off the floor.
That's row Stiller.
I like row floor.
Row floor, $10,000.
Now let me ask you something. How much money
Let's go check
do you have
Cleveland
to
Town.
make? that $10,000 is something you pay for a ticket. Because obviously, I would think that's all about out of our price.
Yeah, that's somebody that works on a street named Wall, probably.
Because
you're in that business.
We always talk about like celebrities, right?
Right.
Like Tim, Shamalama Ding Dong that's going to be on the floor. The famous people can't touch the actual rich people that we're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm well aware.
Like the only face we know of these people is Steve Cohen because he owns the Mets.
Right.
But there's like a Steve Cohen that's completely anonymous.
Mark
Nobody
Shapiro
would
has
ever know
those
him.
seats in between from the visitors' bench to the scores table.
Right.
He's always got two right there.
That looks at
Those
a
are
Hollywood
grand seats.
superstar and says like they're the peasants from a financial standpoint. Seriously. You know what I mean?
There's levels to everything, Don.
In the building Saturday in Cleveland Town.
Oh, game 3.
I can get you into section
Saturday night
201 for $266.
201 is not close to the court.
It's still expensive to get down. Get down into like the first section off the floor.
There you go.
All over $1,000. That's in Cleveland Town.
8,000.
Over
Not 2,700 sitting in the 100s.
No, but like 1,500.
10,000 sitting courtside. A little different. Row floor.
But
what's row floor in that building?
I'll tell you row floor. Hold on one second. Roll floor to you and me.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get any.
No?
Oh, wait, 22. Here you go.
All right.
I can get you into 22, 6,300.
All right.
But hold on. But it's the one all the way
in the
to
corner.
the
Oh,
dude, these are
God-awful
Cleveland.
seats.
I won't say Cleveland or Knicks prices right now because their in price is half. But once you get above the lowest price, these are basically Knicks tickets.
The good
prices.
seats, yeah.
Their lake is on fire.
That's the thing. And they're selling the homes that are the price of VCR and buying the tickets.
But
I'll say this: how much? What would I need for $10,000?
Is there anything in your life that you are so interested in, so exclusive, that you would say I would pay $10,000 for, other than saving someone's life? The way Alan laughs at the song, I don't think he's heard the song.
I have.
I don't think you have.
Do you have the full thing? You have the
know
full thing
the
there,
song.
Jacob?
We used to play it. I know the song.
Play the full thing loud. We don't have it?
Bart and I played it when they played.
Several years ago.
Yeah, they played Cleveland back then. Bart loves this song.
It's a great song.
And of course Bart loves this song.
Yeah, our economy is based on LeBron James.
Yeah.
It's not right.
Yeah, no, it's
Nor
really
is it
good.
true anymore, but he did help.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
I like Cleveland.
Bart's got to be careful. Cleveland's a good town.
I went to Cleveland for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Had a great time. Went there for WWE. Had a great time. It's a lovely town.
Well,
they call it the Land, folks.
The Land.
The 2 times that I went to to Canton, the Pro Football Hall of Fame,
Sure.
to you and me.
Yeah.
I stayed in Cleveland. It's like 45 minutes away. So Cleveland's a nice town.
It's a good little town. Yeah.
A
Good
town.
sports town. They love
Hey,
their
listen,
sports.
and apparently there's a lot of rich people that are just spending good money.
Apparently, getting in.
Good for them.
Maybe those are that high because Knick fans are buying them up already.
That is also on the table.
Never
Good
know.
for us because we've got a former Knick that's going to be showing up to this dais in just mere moments, Marcus Camby.
Oh, yeah. He's got stories.
At 5 o'clock, Monica McNutt. That means the cake comes back, and that means when
yes.
Monica's done, we get to eat the cake.
That's right.
Let them eat cake.
Nothing like cake when it's 100 degrees outside. And then at 6:30, we're going to talk to Steve Novak, who was really impressive the last time that we were here, so much so we wanted to have him back.
Yep.
And we'll have ENN at 6, and, of course, at 7 o'clock, Pat O'Keefe will take over with coverage of the Knicks and the Cavs, Game 1, all right here. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
And for the second consecutive season, the Knicks are on their way to the Eastern Conference Finals.
The Cavaliers.
There's something about the mentality of this team that kind of suggests that if there's ever a time to believe in the New York Knicks, the year is now.
The Eastern Conference Finals.
The pursuit of the Larry O is alive and well.
Game 1 coverage gets underway tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
I'm a dog, and my job is to make you happy. So I recommend Optimum Fiber for your home. It's famously fast, way better than flaky 5G home internet, which can slow down the more people or dogs are online. So switch to Optimum Fiber, starting at only $25 a month with a 5-year price lock. Call 888-4-OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today. That's 888-4-OPTIMUM. Gus, fetch! I gotta take that. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
If you manage an active facility, you don't have time for disruption. Tricon Construction specializes in working inside healthcare, commercial, and industrial buildings without shutting operations down. That means tight planning, clear communication, safe, disciplined execution, because when patients are inside, when tenants are working, when production can't stop, there's no margin for mistakes. When it has to be handled professionally and handled right, Tricon is the only choice. Visit TriconBuilds.com, TriconBuilds.com.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Harry Douglas here. I don't wait for birthdays to celebrate. I grab Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy. It tastes like rich vanilla birthday cake with buttery funfetti goodness. Seriously, it's unapologetically extra in the best way. And it's sugar-free, so I get all that cake flavor without the guilt. It's tiny, portable, and ready for whenever I need a quick boost. I keep one with me because you never know when you'll need a little party energy. The funfetti flavor is back on 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon. Crack open a Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy shot today.
Evan Cohen here. Game day brings the excitement. Your stay should feel just as memorable. With Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA and U.S. Soccer, you're connected to a portfolio of brands designed for how you travel. Some offer complimentary breakfast, others give you room to spread out, space to stay productive, or extended stay comforts. So whether you're a traveling fan or part of the team, Marriott Bonvoy celebrates the moments that live on before and after the game. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. We still have this big issue on the Cross Bronx eastbound. A broken down tanker truck in the center lane right before the Sheridan. Been out there for over 3 hours. Going to run you about 45 minutes at the inbound George using the upper deck from 8095. Lower level about a 20 to 30 minute ride. A little bit better from the Route 4 approach. Heading over to the outbound George. All of your approaches are packed aside from the Henry Hudson. Deegan southbound. Some solid slowdowns from the Mosholu on down. Outbound Lincoln running about 20 to 30. Outbound Hahn 30 to 40. And a big night over at MSG. Knicks taking on the Cavaliers, game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. Luckily, the LIRR strike is over. Should see normal service into Penn Station. This report is sponsored by True Green. True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait, sign up at truegreen.com and get your first application for just $9.95. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
The NFL schedule dropped and it's time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, and scores to settle. All the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you can win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the entire season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase is necessary. See websites for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
That's when I pull out that favorite. Now, unless the home team does get credentialed.
Programming alert. Today's Mets-Nationals game can be heard on 1050 ESPN at 6 p.m. Game 1 of the Knicks and Cavs can be heard on 880 right here after us at 7. And all games can be streamed on the ESPN New York app. So you've got that to look forward to. Again, thanks to the Mets for making the move. We're waiting on Marcus Camby. He's going to be joining us shortly. Marcus Camby not only was part of the team that went to the final in 1999, but also came back and closed out his career in 12-13 with the team that won 54 games and lost in the second round.
That was a fun
to Indiana.
And was part of one of my favorite college teams of all time.
UMass.
That UMass team. That was such a I was like in 6th grade or something. It was like prime.
Who were the guards? Was it like
Dante Brighton, Edgar Padilla.
Yes.
Yeah. That team was a great UMass team.
Like a guy was Lou Rowe? Was he another guy?
I think Lou Rowe was on that team as well.
That was a squad.
Coach Cal.
Calipari.
What a shock! He got talent. He got talent on his team.
Yeah, give me the fried Calipari right now. Look, we got a Knicks dog in the house right now.
Where's that?
Of course,
look at that.
right there.
I'm into this. Everyone's popping for the Knicks dog here. We got the Who Man in the house.
That's right.
With the gigantic W hat.
The concussion hat.
The big noggin cap. Calandra's in the house with a cake that Don is just desperate to tear down.
Oh, and also
the knife is out,
a little less desperate that they brought sliders and shrimp and onion rings.
This is a hero. This is a hero among us mortals.
Yeah, that's a big moment right there.
So Marcus Camby will be joining us, and then we'll be able to break out the cake for Monica at 5 o'clock. She usually joins us on Wednesday.
What is it with Monica getting cake every time she goes? Is that the only way we get her on the show? The only way we get her on is because, all right, Monica, can you come on? Well,
she's like, fine, I'll do it. But I
have dessert.
Yeah.
All right, we'll make a cake.
That's every time.
You would think that if you didn't know what Monica looked like, she looked like Mama Cass. If a cake was her sponsor, but quite the opposite. She's able to stay fit despite that
she demands a cake every time she shows up.
Demands cake.
She will not work unless there's a cake on site.
Well, there's a cake on site, so we'll have her on the show as well.
You have the rock stars who demand their like red M&Ms in a separate thing. Monica McNutt is, I need a basketball-themed
cake
every time I show up.
Fondant everywhere.
I will not walk in the building. And we are now, kids, under 4 hours from tip. I still have not made my bet decision.
You got to make it. We mean bet decision.
Well, that's the amount of money. Because I'm picking the Knicks. I have to pick the Knicks.
I thought we always just keep turning it over. We're not doing that.
Well, at some point, I decided to be smart.
And just put it in your pocket?
I like to give a lesson to the kids. You win some good cash.
Right.
You look in the account and you're going, wow, there's a lot of money here. Yeah. You take out some. You save it for a rainy day.
Of course.
And then you bet with what you have left. Yeah, and now you keep rolling it over.
But there is something communal about what you're doing.
That's right. I have to do it.
Bringing people together.
But it's not. It's your money. I'm not telling you what to do with it. But the way things were going is that we were rolling the same amount each time, and everybody was kind of participating.
But I did change the bets, and we still won. Remember, I changed to. But
not because you had fat hands.
I didn't. Well, sure, but I could have gotten out of it, and I didn't. But I tell you what, tonight I'm considering that point number. It's a big number. Like, can you see tonight being they win the game? But they start off a little flat, given the layoff. Takes them a little bit of time. They end up winning the game, but they end up winning by 5 points. And you're sitting there. That happened to me, guys. That happened in game 2.
But there you go. You ready?
Yeah, I want to hear this.
Cavaliers went 7. Knicks coming off a sweep.
Yeah.
Okay? In those situations.
7.
All right, where one team is coming off a game. So a team with a sweep. And their opponent's coming off a 7-game series in NBA history. We've seen it 23 times.
23 times the post-sweep versus the post-7 game.
Right.
You're asking for the record.
How many times out of the 23 has the sweep team won game 1?
Give me 21.
19.
19 and 4.
Right, but
you like
this
that?
would be an excellent stat.
Oh.
Excellent
like
question.
If this were him debating on whether he should bet the money line. He's got no question the Knicks are going to win the game.
Right.
Will they win by more than 6.5 is the question.
That's the question.
Let me addendum before you hit any buttons.
And now there's an addendum.
It's not the game 1 thing. It's the whole series.
It's the whole series.
damn thing.
Oh, so really the stat was meaningless.
It's the whole damn thing, Craig. Yeah. So 19 out of the 23, though,
I've won the whole
you're going to
thing.
win the series.
All right, but
in these situations.
But there's no question in Peter's mind they're winning the series. The question, though, at hand is
game
do
1.
they cover the 6.5?
6.5 is a big number.
Well, I thought I gave you that one. 108 out of 136.
Covered?
No.
What is this stat now? I got too many things written
108 out of 136 is your stat about Whoever wins game one wins the
the
series.
Game one winner.
Again,
very nice stat.
Very nice
Completely
stat.
useless.
I mean,
no, completely useless.
We're looking for a segment on Monday. How about irrelevant stats?
Useless stats. Things that aren't relevant to what we're trying to say here.
Fountain of useless information.
A lot of. It's just there's so many.
It's a big number. I saw it at
many
7.5 in some places. Now, what's interesting, that has to tell you the Knicks are going to be favored in Cleveland too, right?
Well, how about the?
Oh yeah.
How about the rest versus?
I mean, obviously,
rust?
what
Do you
happens?
want rest versus rust?
I want rest versus rust.
All right, let's see. No, it's still a game one record. Here you go. Team that has 5+ days off.
Okay.
An opponent has 1 day off.
Again, useless. Not what happened.
Right.
They had 2 days off.
Who did?
Well, it's technically 1 day.
It's 1 day.
Okay, that's your kind of 1 day.
They traveled.
They played Sunday. They're playing Tuesday. They had 1 day.
All right, cool.
There you go.
Perfect.
1 day off.
And what's the stat?
33-9.
33-9.
Again,
game one.
What we need though,
game one,
and what we're searching for, we're shooting around it.
Game one.
We're hoping for.
Is aiming for.
How many have covered a number of 6.5 or more?
Covered.
Because again, if this is the money line, he's hammering the money line all day.
Can he do money line?
Yes.
Aren't we allowing money line?
Yes. I'm considering it. Because here's what I'm thinking. I have $650 in my account. I could bet 300 of it on the Knicks to cover the points.
Okay.
And it pays out like $270, something like that.
Yeah.
Or I could bet all 500 on them, or not all 650. I'll bet 500 of the 650 on them just to win outright, and that still gives me back like 250.
Or you could just be all in.
Or you could just be all in. Stop being half pregnant, as they say,
650.
and just do this whole thing.
Now,
650?
Yeah, the whole thing.
You're saying put the whole show.
So what we need, call Elias. What is the stat for a team that has had 9 days off to a team that's had 1 day off?
Where's Monaco?
The game's at home.
Alex Monaco will
And
know
how
this.
many times have they covered the number of 6.5 or more when the bet E is going to be all in?
I'm texting Alex Monaco.
Yeah,
now.
he'll know.
If anyone knows, he will know.
That's right.
I think he'll know everything but the all-in part.
Yeah, that part is going to be a
that
tough.
part, I don't think that information is available.
Sorry. So the question is what?
No, it's impossible, Alan. Now here's the question for you. Do you like them to cover the number? I know that's not what you do. You're here to break down the basketball, but do you think they win
And it
big?
shouldn't matter, but because of the fact that if you're new to us, every time Peter has bet the Knicks, they've won.
Yeah.
So we need him to bet the Knicks. But he wants to bet it smart. He can bet the money line. That still counts. He has bet the money line during this streak.
My first bet with the Knicks
You did bet the
was
money line,
after
didn't
they
you?
lost the second game in the first round. They have won every game
Didn't you
since.
bet the money line?
Yes, one of the
time?
games is
One
the
of the
money
games
line.
you did, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because it was a fat hands move, but we wrote it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but I can do it again. What if I go all in 650 on the money line?
I think that's the right thing to
I
do.
think that's the play.
It's not my money.
All right.
But
it still counts.
Now I'll tell you how it pays out.
Because
You
we're
wanna
not
know?
getting anywhere with the spread, with stats.
No, Alan's struggling over
but
here.
I know it's not what you do.
It's just too many
But what would
numbers.
you do?
No,
Is
again,
6.5 something you feel comfortable
You're
with?
looking at the turnaround. It's a very difficult turnaround for any team to do, to come out of a 7, to game plan for a new team. You just played a team 7 times, right? And now you're going to play a team that plays completely different, right?
Right.
Like, that's not easy to do. So we saw it in the Sixers series. The Knicks won that game by double figures, right? So that's, and I believe, didn't you actually bet that one? You took, didn't you? We go
In
with
which
it?
game? In which game?
Game 1 against Philly.
Yeah.
I believe you took this, right? We laid the points.
And that was when they didn't cover. Was
No.
that the one they didn't cover?
No, they won by double figures.
Oh, sorry. That was the easy one.
Game 2 they
Game
didn't
2 they didn't cover.
2 they didn't cover, right? And they just missed it. Remember, they didn't
It was
foul
4
Brunson.
points they didn't foul.
They didn't foul Brunson, yeah.
So my 650 bet that Don likes, putting it all down, on the money line only pays out 282.
I don't think we should worry about how much money you're going to make.
Yeah, it's about
right
winning.
now we need to worry about
It's about
keeping
the
the
people.
streak alive for
All
the
right.
people.
So we agree the smart bet tonight for the people and
Yeah.
the streak
It's
is the money
Is
line.
the money line.
Yes, they could absolutely cover, but I could see a battle. Guess what? Putting it all down. Knicks on
There
the
it
money
is.
line. It's done.
He did it.
It's
See?
done. The whole account
He did it.
is on the
All
money
of it?
line. I put it all there. I have $6.64
There you
left.
go. Bang.
Done.
Hoping to get Marcus Camby, Monica McNutt joining us shortly as well. It's Don Hahn and Rosenberg outside Madison Square Garden getting ready for Game 1 here on ESPN New York.
Programming alert. Today's Mets-Nationals game can be heard on 1050 ESPN at 6 p.m. Game 1 of the Knicks and Cavs can be heard on 880 ESPN New York at 7 p.m. And all games can be streamed on the ESPN New York app.
Replacing your home's AC system isn't exactly pocket change. Let's be real. Most people don't have thousands of dollars just lying around. And that's why Slomin's makes staying cool affordable. Right now, Slomin's central air conditioning makes it easier than ever to upgrade without blowing your budget. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% financing for up to 18 months. Plus, every new system comes with a 5-year all-inclusive service plan, including annual system maintenance, filter replacements, and refrigerant. So there are no surprise costs down the road. Whether your system is outdated, your electric bills are through the roof, or your AC finally called it quits, Slomin's has a solution that works and a payment plan that actually makes sense. Call 516-932-7000. That's 516-932-7000. Or visit ac.slomans.com to schedule your free estimate today. Slomin's Central Air Conditioning. Because comfort shouldn't come with a price you can't afford. 18-month promo period. No payment, no interest, and no down payment offer. The offer is available through a third-party bank. On approved credit, interest is waived if loan is repaid in full during the same as cash period. Terms and conditions apply.
The Knicks.
And for the second consecutive season, the Knicks are on their way to the Eastern Conference Finals.
The Cavaliers.
There's something about the mentality of this team that kind of suggests that if there's ever a time to believe in the New York Knicks, the year is now.
The Eastern Conference Finals.
The pursuit of the Larry O is alive and well.
Game 1 coverage gets underway tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Hockey fans, are you ready for the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs? Get in on the action throughout hockey's most exciting time of the year with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. From same-game parlays to live bets, you can call your shot during any play. Rooting for your favorite players? You'll find all sorts of markets for betting on any star's performance on any given night of the playoffs. You won't want to miss any of the action on the ice. Lock your picks in today for the NHL Stanley Cup with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. Sign up today to get started. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. Subject to eligibility requirements.
No matter your age or career stage, SUNY Canton delivers education at the speed of life. With flexible, fully online degree programs, you can earn your credential on your schedule. Ready to get started? Apply now for a summer start in high-demand programs like applied psychology, cybersecurity, healthcare management, and more. Our admissions team is ready to help you review transfer credits, explore degree options, choose courses, and navigate every step of enrollment. Email admissions@canton.edu today or visit canton.edu to learn more.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The NFL schedule dropped and it's time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, and scores to settle. All the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you can win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the entire season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase is necessary. See websites for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
It's playoff basketball. You got to do a little bit of everything.
The intensity levels are at an all-time high. These are the NBA playoffs. Every team looking to make a run.
This is incredible.
Every player looking to make history.
Give me all you got. Let's go.
So tune in, because this is going to be unbelievable.
This is exactly what we wanted.
The NBA playoffs presented by Google continue on ABC, ESPN, NBC, and Peacock.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg here, Plaza 33 outside the Garden, getting you all set for Knicks-Cavs Game 1. And somebody who knows about playing for the Knicks, knows about playing deep into the playoffs. He's Marcus Camby. He joins us here on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
We were just talking about, watching you grow up and Peter was talking about how big UMass fan he was with Calipari and everything. And here we are. You know, it feels like it was 5 minutes ago. It was a little bit longer than that.
I know. For me, it's been 30 years since I left college in '96, so it's kind of momentous for myself. But it's great to be back in the city. The city is great. The NBA is great when the Knicks are in the playoffs and winning.
Yeah.
So definitely great to be back here.
Before we get into the big Knicks talk, I was telling them, so I'm not a UMass guy, but at that time in my life, I was in like 6th grade. That UMass team was just all the kids were into that team.
Yes.
They were just on fire, had such an incredible, contagious sort of energy around Calipari and your guys' lineup between you and we're talking about Dante Bright, Edgar Padilla. It was just an ill team. Did it feel magical at the time? Like, could you feel how big the movement sort of was around that team?
It definitely felt great, especially I think we were the first New England team to be ranked #1 in the nation. So that was big, especially growing up in the mid-'90s. The early '90s was dominated by UNLV. The early parts of the other '90s was by the Fab Five.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we had our run a little bit there in the mid-'90s. But we produced some great players and, produced some great lifelong brothers. So each day we were in the group chat. We still talk often.
Wow, really?
Isn't that great? So that's great.
How many are in the group chat?
It's about 20, including Coach Cal.
Wow.
Coach Cal is in there,
Nice.
too. So he does a great job of reaching back into the former players and keeping those guys involved.
That is so cool.
He's the best.
I asked Marcus right before we came on, and I just said, how often do you talk to Cal? He said every other day.
Every other day.
That says so
Every
much
other
about
day.
him, doesn't it?
Man, he's the best. He's not just a great recruiter, but he's also a great person, and you can tell by the elite athletes that he has had throughout his career.
Mm-hmm. Stays in your life. All right, so this is playoff weather. Like, and you know it in New York. Like you've had this. You've had the experience of getting to a finals with the Knicks, and then next year conference finals as well. Deep runs, as we've talked about. Like, does this bring back memories when you're all the former players that come and hang out and go to games and sit courtside? I always ask them the same thing. When you're sitting there, does it all come back to you? Because it's the same building, obviously.
It's the same energy, man.
Yep.
I mean, anytime you get to go in the Garden, like I was saying, when the Knicks are winning, there's nothing like it in the NBA. There's nothing like it around the world. I mean, just go back to the Atlanta series. I thought that was the Garden down there. We had so much fan base down there and down in Philly.
Oh, yeah.
Our fans travel great, and just the energy in the city. And I think this is our year. I think we have the best chance that we have had in a long time. I'm not going to put that much pressure on us, but this is the best chance that we have. And hopefully OG comes back healthy and we can keep steamrolling.
Is there a game or a moment you think about when you walk into the Garden?
Oh, man. It's hard not to remember LJ's 4-point play.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a very integral part on our run that we had in '99, which was a magical season in itself. Being a lockout season, a 50-game season. Some nights we were playing back to back to back. The schedule wasn't in our favor. Then going into the finals, we lost Patrick Ewing. So if that didn't happen, we had definitely had a championship here at '99.
Wow. I have to think about that run and the connections to this year is that the second round was a sweep.
Yeah, with Atlanta.
And it also felt like a bit of a coming out party for you as a Knick because you mentioned Patrick had gotten hurt. He had played some, but in and out of the lineup. But that my memory of that series, that 4-game sweep of Atlanta, was really you. And a different dimension that you brought to the team that no one really thought about until you got that opportunity to play. Does that, like, of all the series you played in with the Knicks, is that one that stands out to you?
Well, that was definitely one of them. Like I said, that season as a whole was just unlike any other season that I've been a part of in the NBA. And just not having the continuity of being around the team because of the lockout during that season and just having to come and gel together. But we was lucky to find our niche and find our run towards the end of the season, and it propelled us to get momentum wins going on in the playoffs. But the Atlanta series was definitely a big one.
Man, this guy going freight train down the middle of the lane, Statue of Liberty dunk, took the house down in Atlanta. Unbelievable.
How much can you feel the intensity of play change series to series? We were talking about last night. I'm sure you watched some. That OKC San Antonio game felt like nationally the beginning of the playoffs. Like, all right, everyone is watching. When you get to the next stage, particularly the conference finals, can you feel a tangible difference between that and the first round?
Oh, without a doubt. And let me step back. Wemby was awesome last night, but I mean, each series you just feel the intensity. Every possession, every bucket that you get is crucial. It's I don't want to say life-threatening, but it's definitely nerve-wracking to be in those situations. So, but I think our team was prepared. I think Mike Brown has our team playing consistent basketball, and I hope that the 8-9 days we had off, doesn't show that much into the next game. But, I predict us definitely pulling out the series.
Well, people keep bringing that up, and it always seems like the rest versus rust thing is very much like us on the outside worry about it, but the player's answer is always like, nah, you want to rest as much as possible. No such thing as rust.
Right.
You've been on every side of this.
Right.
Tell us what it's like, because it does feel like momentum can slow down when you rest for that long.
It can slow down a little bit, but you also got to factor in like guys like OG who needed the rest to have rest his hammy up. But the urge to continue playing, especially the rate that we have been playing and the rate we have been shooting the ball with so much consistency out there in the basketball court, you never want to lose that feeling as a player as you go into a series.
You talked about losing Ewing going into the final in '99. How much was on your shoulders when you heard the news that he wasn't playing?
I was just excited to play. I think during that time, I think me and Spree was coming off the bench, providing that energy that we needed. And I think that was kind of like the transition a little bit, because with Van Gundy was more of a grind-out type basketball games. Those the Miami Heat, New York Knicks games.
And you guys wanted to run.
78, 74, and we just wanted to run all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But, we had Patrick, and we had to wait for him to get up the court a little bit. But when we got into the ball game, I think that changed. The change of pace that we had and the energy that we brought into the crowd really propelled it to some wins.
When you watch Mitchell Robinson, what do you see?
I see a lot of myself, especially in the defense and the basketball court. Not just in the jersey number, but just the way he can cover ground, his athletic ability, the things that he does to help us win ball games that don't show up in the stat sheet. And he's going to be big. Cleveland has a big front line, with Allen and Mobley and those guys. So we're going to have our work cut out for us.
Now, I know we still have to get through this year, but how do you approach a contract for him in the future?
Well, I don't know the salary cap structure. That's not my pay grade.
But because you want to take advantage, but it's just such a unique player, unique set of circumstances with the Cavs. It can be a very difficult decision.
Like with Don, I know exactly where you're going. It's like in today's NBA, we just talked about Wemby. We see like Karl Anthony Towns. Big men are different these days.
Right.
What is Mitchell Robinson and value, not in dollars, but his value to a team like this?
Well, his value is definitely high, but his also value is higher when he's healthy. We need him out there on the basketball court. We don't need him out there for, half the season. He needs to be in the right situation with a guy like, he played with a guy like Luka per se. Those screening rolls, those lobs, he a feast. And they can field day out there with a team like that. So I think it's all about personnel.
When you watch today's game, it's much different than when you played. But as you said it, you and Latrell, you guys were thoroughbreds. You wanted to get out and run. That was a big part of what you did.
Right.
The pace is much different in today's NBA, but there's also a lot of different things that big men are doing. Do you watch today's game? Do you say I could or I can't? How do you look at today's game and the way you played?
Well, definitely, I think I was more of the transitional big man per se. I didn't really play with my back to the basket as the late 80s and early 90s and those type players that we had. And now these guys are versatile. Guy 7'4", Wemby last night pulled up from 30 feet with 30 seconds left. Straight money. You can't duplicate that.
What would you do? What would you even do dealing with a guy like that? If you show up on tomorrow night and they say, Cam, we need to come back, you got to deal with Victor Wembanyama. What does one even do?
I don't know. I got 6 fouls, so I'm definitely going to use it.
I love that. Count, right?
I love it. Yes.
It's kind of the only choice.
It's all I got, but I'm going to use them, right? That's all you can do.
Can't take them home with me.
He looks like he when he sees Chet, it looks like he sees red.
Well,
it's personal.
It is. You know what the craziest part about it is, Marcus, is that this just kind of hit me right now. Not only is it that he plays like a freak, but I love the reputation of the foreign NBA player has always been one about not caring as much. Obviously, Joker doesn't help that. Everyone thinks he'd rather be home with his horses. but not just him. People thought Luka was too soft. And everyone you go through, Yao, down the board, everyone's sort of the foreign players. They don't think they have that edge. The craziest thing about Wemby, not only is he the most talented player in the league, maybe, Marcus, he might have the biggest attitude in the league. He cares. He wanted to win the MVP. He called it. He called his shot. I should win the MVP. Was angry when he didn't win it. Said last night after the game, I had a chip on my shoulder. It's like he goes against everything that God bless this league. We all love it, but we know all the things that kind of annoy us about this league. Wemby seems to kind of go run up against all of it.
Yeah, Wemby embodies everything that you want as a professional athlete. I mean, even his attitude that he brought to the All-Star game, him wanting to compete, get out there, go out there and play with those guys and put it out there on the line. And just the style of play that he does. I mean, he's dribbling, he's shooting, He's driving to the basket with reckless abandon. I mean, this guy's like they call him the alien, and I can see why. He's definitely one of a kind.
Yeah, he's from out of this world right now. The
Yes.
league is not going to be the same. All right, let's get back to this series and the experience that I just can't help but notice it when the playoffs begin. Now, you guys are around throughout the season. It's nothing new. But to see the court just surrounding the court. Now, there's always Celebrity Row. But then there's something different, and that's Alumni Row, which is now Alumni Section almost, right? What is that like, though, for you to come back here, reunite with some former teammates, just be around this, have fans yell and scream, and then just be right there on the court in these, these intense and very entertaining games?
It's definitely great. It's also an honor. Anytime you get a chance to watch the game in the world's most famous arena, I don't take that for granted. And especially me, growing up in Hartford, Connecticut, I know what it's about being so close to New York and know what Knicks basketball is all about. And the Knicks have done a great job of integrating the older generation with the newer generation and having us come out here on these basketball games. And when you look on the TV a lot, you're starting to see a lot of other alumni and different organizations do it. But the Knicks have always been the blueprint, and they always stood head and above shoulders above everyone.
All right, who acts up the most? I have the common answer everybody gives, but who acts up the most? We were even like, hey, settle down.
I'd say Steph is over. He's not playing anymore.
He's into it.
Yeah, Stefan is into it. A Brooklyn kid.
Yep. He's into it like a fan is into it.
Yeah, he bleeds orange and blue and that excitement out there. And the players gravitate to him too. So he's a real character over there, but he definitely wants New York to win at all costs.
And how about Starks? Because I always tell Starks, you're like an uncle at an AAU game. You got the towel around your neck. He's barking at refs. Like, his energy is a little different. It's less of a fan and more of like either a player who just isn't playing that night or somebody's parent. Like the way he carries on, it's hilarious.
Yeah, he's definitely a character over on the sidelines. Sometimes I think he's going to get tossed out or get a technical because he's so into it. But he's passionate, a Knick legend, and we're happy to have him.
Were there ever any celebrities? Obviously, you get used to it at MSG. It's every night. During your run, were there ever any celebrities that, like, you couldn't get used to it? You just kept looking over like, wow, they're watching me play.
Yeah.
This is nuts.
I mean, anytime I saw Spike, actually, because, I grew up watching so many Spike Lee movies and seeing his story and see how his journey as a Knicks fan, started from the top all the way to the bottom. So, and he knows me by first name. So anytime I get to see him and have conversations with him, I'm feeling great about myself.
Marcus, thanks for this. Really appreciate it.
Great stuff,
man. Thanks for having me, guys.
Best
I appreciate
of luck,
you guys.
Marcus Camby. Monica McNutt's coming up next on Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Some stages celebrate. This one tests everything. Every drive, every approach, every putt. Pressure builds, resilience matters, and history waits for the bold. In June, the 2026 U.S. Open Championship returns to the Hamptons at the iconic Shinnecock Hills Golf Club. Experience the world's best golfers as they compete on one of the sport's most storied stages. Daily tickets are available now on SeatGeek. Don't just watch greatness. Experience it live at the 126th U.S. Open.
I'll adopt a cat.
Just a cat, Sean? This is a New York lottery win we're talking about.
I'd get the ultra-rare, hairless cat known as the Minskin.
Then?
I'd turn my garage into a rescue menagerie for all furless felines.
And when that gets too full?
I'll purchase land in the Catskills for them to sunbathe in hairless abandon.
Only cats.
All hair-free animals looking to roam in bald, beautiful peace.
Can I come?
Do you have hair?
New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Play today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Want to earn extra revenue for your business? Amazon Hub Delivery is looking for local business owners to assist with deliveries. When you become a partner, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area on a schedule that works for you. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra revenue and exposure for your business. Plus, Amazon Hub Delivery makes it easy to get started. There's no upfront cost, delivery experience, or long-term contracts required. Sign up to learn more at amazon.com/hubdelivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery.
Spring is here. Summer's right around the corner, so why are you still living with pain? If you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or nerve pain, don't wait any longer. Call Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain. He's Ivy League trained, double board certified, no surgery, no long recovery, no relying on pain medication. Just non-surgical image-guided treatments that help you get back the life you deserve. With offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, and most major insurances accepted, help is close. Go to SandwellPain.com. Feel better now, not later.
ESPN New York, now streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe today and watch the show. WHSQ and WCBS FM HD2, New York.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott. Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
With Progressive Customer Service, there are lots of ways to connect with us, so you never have to miss a second of your favorite sport. Because you'd much rather watch a ball go through a net 124 times in 48 minutes when you don't really have to pay attention until the last 2, and then somehow those 2 minutes will take an hour. You don't want to miss all that. Luckily, you can chat with Progressive on our app, online, or over the phone without missing a single one of those times the ball goes through the metal circle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
5:02 in the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Plaza 33 outside Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. Cavs, Knicks, Game 1, Eastern Conference Finals tonight. You can hear it right here. Pat O'Keefe at 7 o'clock. And then Tyler Murray and Monica McNutt will have the call after 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
and it's now time for the Monica McNutt Report, brought to you by Calandra's Bakery and BetMGM. Oh, God. She comes in.
Oh, no.
For those not watching on YouTube, Monica just flew in off that breeze and landed right here in the dais.
Mother Nature.
What's up, guys?
Look at you.
Hi, guys.
Fantastic dress.
Thank you. I was like really excited that maybe we were here, and then I looked at the weather for the rest of the week, and it will come back down. But we're still moving towards spring.
No, it is today. It jumped straight to summer.
Right, we got 1 day of summer. That's for sure. You get this is the best part for you, because with us not getting the local broadcast anymore on these games, you and Tyler are the voices, and that's it when it comes to the local coverage for the game broadcast. And so now back in the conference finals again, this is 2 years in a row with a run like this. What has this been like?
It is a privilege and a great responsibility to carry the local coverage. I'm super excited. It's funny, though, because did you guys see the clip of the radio call of OKC last night when Wemby hits that shot?
Yeah, I actually heard it live. I was listening to it.
So the guy is basically like 30 for 3. He hit it, right? And because he's the OKC local guy, right?
Crazy.
And so to me, it was just, and I think the moment probably demanded a little bit more energy, but to be the local person and to ride, we are riding with this with the fans, and we don't have to cloak that. Yes, there's a professionalism about it. New York is a very unique market. We are the local team, but we are not homers. We are watching the game as basketball analysts and play-by-play folks, but it's been really cool to engage. One of my favorite things is to ask folks what they want to talk about on Instagram on game days.
And just for the record, when I say I love it, what I mean is I love when we play back local, particularly respectfully mid-market. They no-sell it completely.
Oh, yeah.
If their team lost, they're and it's good.
Yeah.
My favorite is, how do you like that?
Yep.
How do you like that?
And I go through it, doing the Devils, or when I did the Rangers, is that, listen, most likely you're playing to the room at OKC, right? Like, how many people, non-Thunder fans, are listening to that broadcast? But when you're in New York, you always have to realize that because it's a hub, there's going to be people that aren't fans of that team, and you got to do it as honestly as possible.
Well, and also you want to give the moment.
Shot's a game-winning shot. Yeah. I understand you got to go over the top if it's your team, but you got to at least acknowledge something like the player and the moment.
So Michael Kay always gets killed for this, because if there's a big home run against the Yankees in a big spot, he calls it big.
Yeah.
He may not hit Sia, but he's going to call it like a big home run. And then the Yankee fans come at him like, oh, what side are you on? It's like, well, bro, it's a massive home run in a big spot.
It's because you respect the craft, right? I think last year's experience, Game 1 last year, the doink, right? I can't remember exactly the way Tyler hit it, but I remember, he hit it with respect, and then we had to just live with it, right? He didn't play it down, but, it's a thing that happened that we all saw.
And I remember Tyler nailed the call because his eyes trained to look at the referee. Everyone thought that was a 3.
He sure did.
And the referee called it a 2, and he looked at the referee, and he had the call immediately. It was not corrected because the Pacers celebrated like they won the game, and that's also important, is to make sure you have the call correct. So, Mon, it's amazing. I think you were the one that was talking to Brunson. I could be wrong, but I remember him saying this in October when it's coming off, losing the conference final, and, having the start of season over, and he said, we can't fast forward to the conference finals. We've got to play through this whole thing. Well, fast forward, here we are.
Yeah.
Back in the same exact place, home court advantage, game one in your building. Do you get the sense that I know it's 365 days ago, that they learned from that game one? They're up double digits. Like you had to chase that game. Do you believe that's in the back of their minds tonight?
Okay, so you guys know we're part of the national conversation. We're talking about the other series and how the Detroit drops 5-7, right?
Yep.
And how Cade Cunningham immediately after that post-game series said, it feels a lot like last year losing on our home floor. There is no way that the Knicks don't understand the magnitude of Game 1, considering how things seemingly aligned last year as well. I'll go back to October, though, those conversations. The thing about it is those guys were fully aware of the expectation that they were going into this season. They were fully aware of the pressure that comes with wearing that orange and blue uniform, but internally they knew that it had to happen within their locker room, and so they had to use the 82 to get to this point. And I think they've done a great job doing that. To me, it has been crystallized in the Atlanta series, and then we saw, I think, the fruit of that in the Philly series, the way that they can rise or hold each other accountable in a different way. Feelings and things seem to be out the window. Are you getting it done or not?
Yep.
Like there's been an uptick in terms of the accountability one to another.
All right, what are some of the problems the Cavaliers present that the Sixers and the Hawks did?
Well, first, you got these guys named Donovan Mitchell and James Harden.
Yeah, him.
And for all of the legend probably has a positive connotation, but for all of what they have or have not been in postseason, Donovan Mitchell has performed big time here at the Garden, as has James Harden. And I think they are forces with, especially Harden, with size that the Knicks haven't necessarily had to defend, skill and size that the Knicks haven't necessarily had to defend at that position. Now, I happen to believe that this defense is clicking as well as this offense, and they will be fine. But I know we're super excited in New York, but I don't see this one as a sweep.
Well,
now, do you see it as 6 or harder?
I got 6.
Got 6.
And to be fair, y'all heard me. I ain't get excited. Somebody tweeted at me or maybe commented on Instagram. No, it's Threads. Are you excited now after the Knicks went up 3-0? Because they were listening to our show. I said I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was a very good reason.
Yeah,
and also, what are you doing on Threads? I mean, it's the muck of the... You love Threads?
Where, you still on X?
No, X is horrible also, but Threads is pretty rough.
Well, my algorithm's great. I get completely distracted from what I was supposed to be doing, but I'm laughing. So
no, you know what? I have heard there's a good algorithm on Threads to be had,
yeah.
but like you can't, because sometimes what I end up doing is reading the comments, and I'm like, oh, what?
Where am I?
Where am I?
100%.
I
gave up on Threads.
Well, I gave up on Blue Sky.
Well, I never.
We all gave up on
all
Blue
that
Sky.
stuff. I'm done.
Where do you stand on Truth Social?
Well,
how much time do we have?
I don't know Threads. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Threads is Instagram's
Twitter, yeah, and it can be
it's a mixed bag.
It's just a lot. It's another damn app.
That's the bottom line.
Who needs another app?
My most consistent thing on game day is, hey guys, what do you want to talk about? And we actually get some great questions.
That's smart.
So you do that on Threads. You post a thread saying, hey, what do you want to talk about?
Instagram.
On Instagram. And you just say, and when you say, what do you want to talk about, do you mean as different things to get to, or just you go back and forth with people on Instagram?
So we do the little question post, and today it says Cavs at Knicks Game 1 ECF. Talk to me. And then people will populate their questions, and we get some good questions. It's fun.
Look at you interacting with the people.
Just talk to me.
Yeah, she's more than voicing.
You know what's funny, too?
It's not the people.
It's not even a question. It's an imperative.
No, yeah.
Right.
Like,
how about that?
I've adopted the pedo. What do you have?
What do you have?
What do you have? Let's
Right.
talk.
Monica McNutt, our weekly spot here on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. The other thing about a sweep is that I mentioned it earlier. That would be 11 straight wins in the postseason. I mean, it's just
story.
Right. Yep. Exactly. And you just got to be logical that as great as that they've played, there's going to be moments of adversity. You don't just win a championship after 53 years of not having any without having to face some adversity.
Yeah. I mean, and I think, first of all, obviously this team getting healthy, all reports indicate that OG Anunoby is going to be healthy, so they've cleared that. I do think that when I look at the top 4 for Cleveland, they might be uniquely positioned to challenge this new offense that we're seeing. While James Harden is not somebody that you get super excited about in terms of defending, if the task is to be up on the screen, bump a little bit so our help guys can get in position with Mobley and Allen, like, it might not be as abysmal as people might think. Now, I do think there will be opportunities for him to get got defensively, but when I also think about their supporting cast, I mean, Strus gave the Knicks, I won't say fits, but he was a presence when the Knicks lost to Miami, right?
He's been big in big games before.
Yeah. Obviously, there's the stats floating around on how well Wade has defended Jalen Brunson. And if Sam Merrill is hitting threes, like, you also have to bring your best if you're the New York Knicks.
Yeah, I think you're going to see 2 good offenses. What you want to see is whose defense is going to be more, because the biggest story is going to be turnovers, right?
Yep.
Like that is the greatest Achilles heel for the Cavaliers, turning it over, and then the points scored that they allow off turnovers is such a big number. It is something the Knicks try to capitalize on. But if I was looking at one area that I'm saying, like, is it Jalen Brunson or is it Karl Anthony Towns or is it an other in this series? X factor.
Let's not get too cute and too new. It's Jalen Brunson.
Still.
I mean,
when you know that they're taking, like, again, every team is so locked on trying to take him out of it that taking him off the ball has now created a confusion of, wait a minute, do we double him now or do we have to now worry about this? Like, you have to pick your poison.
So you're saying
you're always going to pick Brunson. You're always going to pick that
stop?
poison. Yeah.
To focus on?
Because you just mentioned Wade. You just mentioned Strus. Two guys that they might think, like Osar Thompson did, I got him.
Here's what I will say to answer that. My observation of this team is for all of the new layers and the productivity up and down the roster, when Jalen Brunson plays well, good things happen.
Of course.
Right? And so if I am a team defending this group, I want that guy off kilter because he has been the clutch player of the year.
Mm-hmm.
He's been the most consistent at that role. Like, I'm not saying that that's the point of a team is other guys can step up when they need to. But if I need to get 4 out of 7, that's the one I'm looking to take out first. And the rest of that, the rest of them will navigate as they rise to the occasion.
Well, that was Atlanta's plan. It didn't work.
Yeah.
That was Philly's plan. It didn't work.
Yeah.
Well, that's because now everything's ran so well through Cat and OG. Everyone else is doing their job. If everyone does their job, Jalen Brunson doesn't have to be the Jalen Brunson that he was. And frankly, they seem to be a better team when he's not 32-point Jalen Brunson. Yeah, when he's 22-point Jalen Brunson seems to be the sweet spot for this team.
And it seems to be the not only sweet spot, but it's also the spot that, like, everyone feels happier.
Yeah, I was like, I'll take the 25 to 27 and 7 assists. Like, sign me up.
And you know what he'll take? The dubs.
Yeah, for sure.
That's all
he
cares
said
about.
it.
For sure.
Which I found that to be one of the, again, it got underplayed because it was such a long break between games. But there was the day when he was asked about, like, most stars wouldn't just easily give up the ball like that. And he said, A, I'm not a star. B, I want to win. This is one of the best lines I think we've heard from a New York athlete in a long time.
I adore this fan base. The one thing, whether it be on Instagram or on the street or whatever, the one thing that we've had minor riffs about is this idea that Jalen Brunson was unwilling to get off the ball.
Uh-huh.
If you go back to his arrival, the systems that were in place required a guy that could go and create his own shot. He was the most consistent player that went and created his own shot. He played the way, shout out to the former leadership that got us to this moment, the game dictates what you need to do.
The game will tell you what to do.
Right,
yeah.
And that is the system. This new system, and believe it or not, y'all, if this new system hadn't been discovered, I think we'd have a lot more on ball still.
Mm-hmm.
Because as I look at this roster, for as talented as it is, Jalen Brunson can get his own shot off. Jordan Clarkson can get his own shot off. I got half. Deuce McBride, maybe Karl Anthony Towns, depending on the matchup after that. Otherwise, you're really looking at exceptional shooters, cutters, rebounders, crashers, but not guys that I want, here go the ball, top of the key game on the line. Like, what's up? That's just the facts.
Totally agree with you. I'd be interested to see, and this stat I'm sure is readily available, but I'm not very bright, Jalen Brunson's average up through the regular season and for the first 2 games of the playoffs since then.
Oh, since then?
Yeah, I don't know what that number is, but I know one thing. They're 7-0.
Yeah.
It's actually close.
It's close?
Yeah,
so it's not even that different.
There isn't a dramatic
difference. It's just how he gets the
points. He's still getting the most
That's
shots
right.
on the team.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's a different way he's getting
them.
It's not
That's
ISO.
what I'm saying.
It's not spread ISO. It's more, I think, Mike hasn't said it, I think this is the Golden State Warriors offense. I think he's running a lot of Steph Curry stuff, not Allen Iverson cuts. These look more like Steph Curry, like running you ragged off screens, screening first, and then all of a sudden they're going, wait, where's he going?
Well, I mean, I'll shout out.
That's happened.
I think that's part of it. I do know there's the coaching staff.
Christian.
Yeah. The last stop in LA in particular, a lot of it has been picked off from his time there.
Okay.
But it's essentially, you put a star with tremendous gravity, right? Oh, I should go back to that stat for this postseason. I loved it for like 10 games and I forgot about it.
Okay.
The new stat called gravity, right? Mm-hmm. Jalen Brunson's got to be top 10 in this postseason.
What does it mean?
What's left? It's basically the attention that you garner on the floor. They measure how defenses are moving to you and like how things shift. So yeah, a player of his gravity is going to go screen for a bigger guy. Like, everybody's on red alert because I know that that's not the end of this, which it has not been.
Don, how many virgins do you think they have to get in one room to come up with the gravity stat?
6.
6 different versions, all.
And the funny thing is,
shout out to our stats and info.
And you know the sad thing is, there's very little turnover. You have the job for a very long time.
It's a job for life.
We're
you
talking
get innovative, new stats all year.
We're talking to Monica McNutt, our weekly
Season
spot
to
here.
season.
Don and Rosenberg. What'd you think of the game last night?
Oh, boy.
I wanted to go to bed so bad because we have a 6 a.m. call.
It was so hard.
I could not. I mean, literally, it's my job to watch the whole thing through. But I'm like, this is crazy. I need to go to sleep. There was a play in the third quarter. Wemby literally ping-pongs, missed shot, offensive rebound, hits the ground, bop, bop, bop. It ends with him going to the free throw line, and he's, like, excited about it, right? I'm like, this dude is different for real. And in his villain story, if you will, the best villain possible and maybe an NBA champion, who knows, we'll see what happens. New York will have something to say about that. I actually think that the ejection in the Minnesota game is important to where he is.
I love where
now.
you're going.
Because I think it was a moment to recenter. Like, the Monk story was super cute, and we all love the videos, wah, but that was in the summer. Like, a lot has happened since then, but I think that moment with Minnesota caused him to recenter, if you will, to go back inward, to ground himself. And last night was everything he learned with the Monks and beyond.
And also, I think, to own a little bit of the villain role.
Right.
Because now you're going to have to be that guy.
Yeah.
You can't – he's not the sweet – foreign, oh my God, I can't believe this kid who showed up from France, he's so good. He's not that. Nope. He's the most dominant player in the league.
Scary,
and I was just saying to Marcus Camby, Monica, what I love about it is he completely goes against every made-up, idea we've had about foreign-born players.
Yeah.
He is all attitude, all aggressiveness, wants all the drama possible, and not in a way that he's like obnoxious or someone you want to root against, unless you're playing against him, I'm sure. I'm sure it's getting that way. But really, he has a chance. I always thought for the first year and change, it was about his body, what he could physically do that was going to be so great for this game. Now, this I demand to be MVP era of Wemby. Now it's his personality that may change the game.
His heart is on his sleeve in a way that I think if you call it at the height of it, I don't know at the height of it, but now where Steph Curry is, he'll talk really honestly about what basketball has meant and what it has cost his family and him. But Wemby at this age, I want this. When he said I'm not wasting energy trying to hide my emotions, I'm like, bro, that's a life bar, not let alone basketball, right? But to be so raw and there's no cool. Like, I want to win. I want to be the best. It hurts when I lose. Like, today because the conversation is still, do they have the scar tissue? Have they had their heart broken? Mike Wilbon was on set with us this morning. I'm like, they broke their hearts in the Emirates NBA Cup. Like, that was the championship game that they lost.
That was
like,
the one that
here
hurt.
They go. But even then, I remember sitting in Vegas, and for him, it was the biggest stage at that point of his NBA career. And he took it very seriously and wanted to lean into the opportunity to mimic what it would feel like in a postseason.
Sometimes a player comes along and a team can come along, because I'm watching Castle and Harper and Vassell and
Harper's
Fox.
so good.
Oh my goodness! Like,
so
they are,
so
as
good.
Clyde would say, precocious neophytes to the definition. And so when you have that, and then the man who I think just effervesces with the confidence that the rest of the team feeds off of, sometimes you have that outlier. We don't need the scar tissue.
Bro,
we already are here.
This morning, there's some nut job on the internet that has, every time I have said they're young, they find me and at me on some platform. But this morning I was like, all right, I'm out on the experience thing. I can't say the experience thing anymore.
Right?
Like, here we are.
It just feels like it. It certainly does. One more thing on this series.
Okay.
That, again, another area that we're almost taking for granted. You win 7 in a row and things happen. But it's to me the efficiency of the offense, the shooting, and all that stuff. There's been 9 days off.
There's RJ, Tim Legler, and Mike Breen. Look at
there
that.
they are.
Hey, guys.
Thanks, Mike Breen.
Oh, look at that.
Richard Jefferson.
I'm surprised Richard Jefferson's shirt is buttoned.
Wait, no.
They have one button. What are we doing?
There, he unbuttoned for us.
Come on.
There it is.
There he goes.
Just-
Hi, RJ. Hi, guys. Hi, Tim.
Wow.
RJ gave us the unbutton. You don't get that every day.
By the way,
Kinda cold to Mike.
Mike is very focused.
Locked in.
No, I mean,
He had no time for this
None.
riff-raff stuff. He's like, I'm here for business. Let those guys have
listen,
some
it's
fun.
his first night. I hope it works out well for him. Hopefully,
he's in a big spot.
Hopefully, he can pull it together
Unfamiliar
for Game 1 of the conference finals, Mike. I think you got it.
I think he'll be fine. But do you watch tonight to see if the shooting or any of that stuff is like?
I think you get a half.
They were shooting 40% from three.
Even if those numbers cut back down to earth, there's still room for them to still be playing great basketball.
Okay.
Like, it has been fantastic. It has been somebody on the Instagram convo I was having asked about all gas, no breaks for OG Anunoby, and I was like, well, guys, we're kind of getting spoiled with the starters not needing to play the fourth, so I don't know if it's going to be all gas. Like, we'll see. I don't think that's going to happen tonight. I think Cleveland's going to come in here with some momentum that deserves to be respected, but what the Knicks have been doing statistically has just been such an incredible outlier.
Right.
There's a lot of room for them to regress and still be playing very good basketball. Now, I will say this because I remember the start of the Atlanta series, and we was all like, what is happening? And Karl-Anthony Towns, very candidly, post-game to my girl Cassie Hubbard, was like, we have been off for a long time. So that's a real thing, right? So if it's a little funky for a half, all right, human. I genuinely believe, though, Hahn, having rolled with this team this season, frankly, Cleveland having been the team that sparred the team meeting, right? The last time they met in February.
Right. Yeah, February 24th.
And this game, the experience of what happened in this spot last year, all of those things combined with what we talked about earlier in terms of this accountability one to another, this next level of focus, this veteran core that Mike Brown continues to praise, and rightfully so, I think they're going to take care of business ultimately today.
All right, I think it's become a tradition here at the live broadcast.
Are we cutting the cake?
We cut the cake. Yes. I think
All right, here comes Anthony. Here comes Anthony.
I think it's the right thing to do.
Kristen, you cutting the cake?
From a karma standpoint.
Okay.
Oh, my God. What a
Woo!
That's
a real cake knife.
That's a knife.
Wait, once you cut, we don't have plates? What's happening?
Oh, no, we have plates.
Oh, okay, we do? Okay.
All right, we're all good. Calandra's Bakery, of course, sponsoring Monica, and we're going to cut the cake. We did it in the last series, and it worked out, so we got to continue to do it.
Are you really ripping his finger
tore
off?
The pinky off the players.
I was going to go for the middle, but I think, we don't need to do that.
I think we tear them all off except the middle finger.
Wait, the bone is sticking out like that. Oh, that's a great
cut.
That's beautiful.
How's
that finger?
Monica McNutt, everybody.
Yeah.
She joins us every Wednesday here on Hahn and Rosenberg, but she came here today because of the live broadcast, so we will talk to you next week as we get deeper and deeper into this series. Want to get your calls at 1-800-919-3776. How you feel about the Knicks going into Game 1? We also have ENN at 6.
Not to mention we have to give away some cake to these people, for God's
sake.
sake.
Novak is joining us at 6:30.
Novi.
It's Hahn and Rosenberg. Live outside Madison Square Garden till 7. Then it's Pat O'Keefe right here on ESPN New York.
Amazing.
Bigger facilities, faster lines, and more preservatives? While the world automated, Calandra stayed at the counter. At Calandra's Bakery, they stick to the basics. Real people, real ingredients, and real messy counters. Calandra's bread is all natural with 0 preservatives, just 4 simple ingredients doing their thing, which means it might not last as long as the others, but that's kind of the point. Flavor like theirs doesn't come from a factory. Calandra's Bakery, still made by hands, not robots, since 1962.
It's the playoffs. Knicks fans, get in on all the postseason action with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and make every matchup mean more than ever with the best daily promotions in the business. Plus, enjoy thousands of casino games with BetMGM Casino in New Jersey. Download today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem? In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Programming alert. Today's Mets-Nationals game can be heard on 1050 ESPN at 6 p.m. Game 1 of the Knicks and Cavs can be heard on 880 ESPN New York at 7 p.m. And all games can be streamed on the ESPN New York app.
I'm a dog, and my job is to make you happy. So I recommend Optimum Fiber for your home. It's famously fast. Way better than flaky 5G home internet, which can slow down the more people or dogs are online. So switch to Optimum Fiber, starting at only $25 a month with a 5-year price lock. Call 888-4-OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today. That's 888-4-OPTIMUM. Gus, fetch. I gotta take that. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
The New York City Department of Correction offers countless career opportunities, from specialized units to leadership roles that support public safety and change lives for the better. It starts with one step: registering for the New York City Correction Officer exam. Earn over $109,000 after just 5.5 years. Benefits on day one, job security, pension at any age after 22 years of service. Go to nyc.gov/joinDOC or search Join DOC. One career, many opportunities. Registration ends next week. Take the test.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
Carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction. 1-877 7 cars for kids. Donate your car today. Donate your car today.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. At Rings End, they're there to help realize your modern design visions. That's why they partner with Marvin. Engineered for big ideas, Marvin Modern Windows and Doors deliver effortless elegance, expansive views, and industry-leading innovation, all in a modular system designed to meet the exacting principles of modern architecture. Experience Marvin Modern at a Rings End showroom today and create something stunning with them. Rings End is a certified Marvin installing retailer.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
In a world parched for excitement, one drink will emerge. Twisted Tea, the refreshing thrill ride of flavor. Recreating its classic role as the hard iced tea that goes down smooth. Twisted Tea doesn't just taste like real iced tea, it's made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol. Taste the adventure with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Game time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, guys.
It's totally time.
Knicks-Cavs, Game 1. Coverage right here on 880 will begin at 7 o'clock after us. Coverage of the Mets and Nationals can be heard on 1050 at 6. Mets host the Blue Jays, or the Yankees host the Blue Jays at 7:05. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew. Or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. A few things I wanted to discuss here. Quickly, when you were talking about European players being looked upon as soft, that was always a big thing in the NHL until a certain player came into the league.
Who's that?
That'd be Sergei Fedorov. All of a sudden played physical, played D. Now, I'm not going to put it – well, listen, he's a Hall of Famer. So I guess he could be in Wemby's class. I think Wemby is going to end up being a better player. But sometimes European
when
players
Fedorov came along, it felt like he was going to be Wemby.
That sure says a lot.
Right. Gerrit Cole is going to pitch on Friday against the Rays. So there was some speculation back and forth on whether he was going to take another rehab stint or whether he was going to pitch for the big club. Considering if he's ready, and that Rays series is as big as a May series can be, considering the Yankees are behind the Rays in the division, that's the direction that they decided to go into, so he'll pitch on Friday. Wanted to get your thoughts on this. Now, I'm the big Met fan, and I'm kind of on Howie's side on this, but I wanted to get your thoughts.
All right, I'm listening.
All right, Nick Morabito has been called up by the Mets, so they're doing the youth movement. They're calling kids up.
Wow.
Obviously, this is what Stearns is doing, is that he's realizing that the roster's not good enough, but let's bring up some of the kids.
Shake up the room a little.
He is the 11th ranked prospect for the New York Mets, and he is going to wear, he's in the lineup tonight, he is going to wear number 8. Now, number 8 is Gary Carter's number.
Right.
Now, Gary Carter's number is not retired. There's been a lot of debate on whether it should be retired.
Do you think it should be? Yes or no?
I do.
Okay.
I know he didn't play a ton for the Mets, but he's a part. When you think of the 86 Mets, you think of Doc, you think of Darryl, you think of Keith, you think of Gary. I mean, Gary Carter,
of course.
When they got him in 1985, It was a big deal. Hit a home run opening day against the Cardinals. They don't win that World Series without him. I know we get length of time. Hey, Reggie Jackson spent 5 years with the Yankees, and he's in Monument Park. Okay, so I just think it's up to the fans. The fans want to see it.
Well, Gary Carter's other team that he's most known for doesn't exist.
Yeah,
and
that's a tough spot too.
And here's the thing.
Okay, finish your thought because it bothers me.
Now, listen, there's been other people that have worn number 8 since Gary.
Who?
Gary last played for the Mets in 1992.
All right, who most recently?
I don't remember.
No one recently.
But it's the last time it has been out of circulation since 2001.
Oh,
so
come
players have worn it since he left in 92.
But
since then he's been put into the Hall of Fame. And this is what Howie Rose, and you look at Howie not just as the voice of the Mets, but also a guy that grew up in Queens, grew up a Met fan.
He gets it.
Yeah,
he gets it.
He tweeted about an hour ago, "It appears that most fans are opposed to the Mets releasing number 8 to call up Nick Morabito after having not issued it for 25 years. It's been a debate whether Gary Carter's number should be retired. But to release it on the 40th anniversary season of the 86 Mets seems wrong."
Yeah.
And
I'm glad he did that.
It does feel like, come on. Now, the argument could be, hey, you didn't retire the number. You had an opportunity. He's passed away now. You haven't retired the number. Now, it's been out of circulation since 2001, but after he left, after he retired in 92, you still let people wear it for a decade.
Oh.
And obviously they shut it down with the anticipation that eventually maybe it would be retired. It hasn't been retired, but I think the angle that Howie's talking, if you've watched the Mets this whole season, especially since it's kind of gone sideways for a while, is about the celebration of the 40th anniversary of the Mets' last championship.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a thing. The Giants are going to have their 40th anniversary for their championship this season, and they're already doing things around that. So it does feel a bit tone deaf.
It bothers me a lot, Don. First of all,
to have it happen on the 40th anniversary.
Since Carter left, 3 players have won the number, and one wore it just for one season. The last to wear it in 2001 was Desi Relaford.
Huh?
Okay.
Hit the button.
Baerga wore it for 2 years, and Dave Gallagher wore it for 2 years. But that's it.
Right.
So it's not like somebody owned it, right? It was just three people, and one guy was only for one season. I don't like this on several levels, and one of the reasons why I don't like it, you said the tone deaf thing. You can't blame the kid. It's his number, right? But there is a part of me that also says that someone's got to tell the kid, that's Gary Carter's number. You know Gary Carter, right? You don't know him? Let me tell you the story about Gary Carter.
Right.
And
by the end you go, do you see why you wouldn't want to do this?
Like, do you understand why you probably shouldn't?
Like, is that what you want to put on yourself?
And if the kid goes, I don't care. It's from the 90s, man. Like, it's my number. Okay. But to not do anything, not say anything, nothing. It's like when was it Neighbors that took the number?
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
At least he met the family. Like,
Flannery, it was a long time ago, but the family said okay. And the family said it was okay.
Something happened, and that's what matters. But this is this to me. You said tone deaf. It bothers me on so many levels.
But then, by the way,
baseball players are inherently about history of the game, aren't they?
Well, they were.
They should be.
Retire the number then, though. Make this easy.
Come on.
No, retire it.
Well, yes.
If you don't want people to wear it, you got to retire it.
Probably in the 40th anniversary is probably the time to do it, wouldn't you say?
I would think it's the perfect time.
I just wanted to correct myself. He retired in 92. His last game with the Mets was 89.
Right.
So, and Alan outlined the people. Now, Carlos Baerga came over. That was a big deal at the time.
2 years.
And Baerga probably wanted 8. The Mets were awful. He thought he was going to turn it around.
And what year was that?
And that was in 97.
Yeah, 97, 98.
And Gary Carter was very alive.
Very much alive.
And it was still too soon. When did he go in the Hall of Fame?
God, it's a few years ago. It's been a while.
All right, so he wasn't even a Hall of Famer then. To me,
he was not a Hall of Famer.
To me, once he goes in the Hall of Fame, and you understand his importance to your championship team, your last one, I don't know, man.
Now listen, Peter's
that's
point
a conversation
you
got to have.
Well, Peter's point's a good one. Retire the number, right?
It's true.
You retired Doc and Darrell's number. You retired Keith's number. Gary's no longer with us, so I guess there isn't the sense of urgency to do it right away. And you know how these things usually are. Let's wait to where there's a game where we figure there's not going to be a ton of people. Let's invite them out to do it, whatever. But it is the 40th anniversary. They haven't retired it yet. However, it's been out of circulation since 2001. So obviously the organization has been debating this and didn't want it to be in circulation so there wouldn't be this awkwardness. But now you have the awkwardness because now he comes up, and let's face it, if he starts to rake, he's not going to want to take the number off of his back, and it could be an issue. Unless the organization has already made their decision that it's not going to be
Onion rings have
retired.
fallen. Onion rings have fallen,
I'm
people.
a little bit more concerned about my phone, but, no offense to the onion rings. They're terrific.
The phone's right there. But how much do you put on the kid? Does he have? Is
Well,
there
no,
a little
I don't
part
put
of
any.
him?
Just like with neighbors. Well, here's my opinion doesn't waver. I don't expect players to know stuff that happened that long ago. It would be nice if they knew the history of baseball and all that. The organization, like what they should have done with neighbors, is like you don't even ask the family. The answer's no, can't have it.
Right.
All right. Period. Once you start to we'll ask the family.
And
Well,
the
now
family
we're in
feels away.
negotiations.
Right.
Now we're in negotiations, which means now it can be. Now you can't say no. Now it's just a matter of negotiating the right price, of calling the family, whatever, of the awkwardness of that. But the organization, no, it's ours. It's retired. It's not. Or in this case, hey, we're debating right now whether we're going to retire Gary's number. It's just a matter of trying to figure it out. You can't have 8. Is he going to go back to Syracuse, or is he going to play? He's going to play tonight, right? I mean, I think the organization. I was always so mad at the Giants with the neighbors thing because it should have never gotten to the family.
Right.
No, the answer is no, you can't have it. And it was the same thing they did with Carter, right? Carter wanted 56. No, it's retired. Well, I'll take 11. No, it's retired.
That's the thing. Make it easy.
Right?
Don't put it on the kids to have to ask. And we don't know exactly what was said to the kid. Because, Alan, you're right. I would hope the conversation is, hey, we heard that's your number.
Hey, let's tell you a story.
Just a quick heads up. Are you sure that's what you wanted? And then if the kid says, yeah, I'm sure anyway.
Yeah,
well, that's very telling.
Let me pop in this
It
DVD
is.
real quick.
Now you better. Now I got news for you. If your name isn't Alex Bleepin Rodriguez when you get on the field, it was a bad decision. That's a who's doing that?
Well, who was the Islander that wanted to wear 66 recently?
Oh, Hosang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like he
did.
He wore it. It's not retired by the Islanders, but like the audacity, I want to wear 66,
Yeah.
and he didn't exactly pan out. Like
You
I don't
think
know
he
why
lived
I'd
up
want
to
that
it?
pressure.
Wait,
on.
does nobody ever wear 66?
Well, it's not retired like 99, but if you're going to wear 66, man, you better bring it.
You better
Right?
do something.
That's so funny.
Honestly.
Is there another 66 that you know of?
I can't think of one.
Not since Mario.
Other
You
than
remember any before?
Hosang
wore it.
Yeah, and he wasn't very good.
But do you realize the level of good you have to be to it's a number and
the
on
audacity.
other teams.
But
But,
then
but the fact that on other teams, like no one wears that.
Yeah, your son.
It would be like 42.
Why would you
It's
wear
like
66?
42. You're, no.
Nobody's wearing 66. And then you go play at Pittsburgh. How's that going to look? Like, come on, man.
By the way, speaking of 42, I had this thought yesterday. One day on a beautiful day this summer, and I know I'm saying this, and we all have busy days. We do have to do it, though. Do you realize that, guys, we are like one block from the Jackie Robinson Museum?
I've walked past it.
I know. We need to have a group trip, though. We need to go there for lunch one day.
Yeah, our studio, you mean?
Our studio is done. It's 2 blocks over.
Yeah, I've walked past it. I've seen it. It wasn't open when I walked by because it was early in the morning.
I haven't seen it, no.
But I saw it and I said, oh, wow.
Well, it only opened a few. It hasn't been around that long.
Wilcox tried to make City Field the Jackie Robinson Museum. So.
Yeah.
Again, even when they try to do something good, it's something good, but it's also why. What are you doing? But why you?
Well, because they were big Dodger fans, so I get the whole Ebbets Field. I got it, but when they first opened that place, it was like, did the Mets play here or did the Dodgers play?
Yeah, it definitely had a different feel to it.
No, I just wanted to
I'm
get
glad
your
you brought
thought.
it up, though, because I don't like that. I don't like that organizations don't say to their players, let me educate you on this number. You should know. Instead, it's almost like just forgotten, ignored. Like there has to be somebody that pays attention to this stuff. When it's like, what number are you going to take? You know whose number that was, right?
And again, this is not the Hall of Fame. This is retired numbers, which is personal to the fan base. And the fans apparently are in an uproar about this, so that kind of tells you maybe you should retire Gary's number.
Name me a player that took a number that had been already legendary and then in itself became legendary.
I'm sure it's happened, but I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. You know, even Aaron Rodgers, even though Joe Namath said
12.
you could wear 12, he
wouldn't do it.
Wouldn't do it.
Respect.
Because I think there has to be a certain amount of respect to it. And again, it's not about what your numbers or how many championships you win. Listen, if you're a Devil fan, You look up and you see number 3 hanging from the rafters, and you're like, yeah, Ken Danico deserves to be. Yeah. If a non-Devil fan looked at the numbers and go, why is his number retired? Well, because he spent every waking moment with the Devils, and he's Mr. Devil. Like, it's just something that's you can't explain. If you were a fan, you know. That's why it's not about the outside world. Like, I'm asking your opinion because you're colleagues in talk shows, but honestly, you can have an opinion on whether Gary Carter's number should be retired, but the people that really have a say are the Met fans that watched him and appreciated him and know whether he deserves to be in the rafters or not. Whether I'd be able to look up and see him with number 17 and Mike Piazza, like whether they belong there or not. I think he belongs. You cannot think about the '86 Mets, which not only is probably it's one of 2 championships they have. And it's one of the most historic championships in New York sports history.
I just want to throw something out at you.
You got to think of Gary Carter.
Isn't Beltran's, aren't they kicking that around?
They are kicking it around, yeah.
Right, retiring that number?
Hold on. Do you realize, though, the fighting, the yelling, the screaming, the controversy around Darryl and Doc? I mean, this team is so precious about everything. Why don't you want people to have fun? There hasn't been another championship. Celebrate the hell out of '86 while people are still around who remember it.
Yeah.
And while the players, we already lost Gary. Do it for the guys who are still around.
Still here.
I do not understand being overly precious. If you're the Yankees, and I'm not trying to be that guy, and you have that many championships, then frankly, I understand being a little more precious, even though I think they should also do something for Sterling and Monument Park. I don't see the point in being so precious with the things that brings your fan base joy. People love the memories.
Right,
that's
that.
what sports is about.
Yeah.
It's about memories. Lean into it.
And I love the argument, well, what are we going to run out with all these retired numbers?
Calm down.
I'm just telling you, that'll be my grandkids and their grandkids' problem. I don't think we're all going to be alive when the Yankees finally have to bring 3 out of retirement because they just they're triple digits.
No. Now we need player 101 and 105. What else are you going to do?
Let that be the problem.
What do you
Let's
do,
get
like
there.
a point? How about if you did like somebody wears 8.5?
No, but I think when you do the math and you realize that everybody that watched him play is gone, then if you want to bring back the number, maybe we can have the conversation. But I don't think I'm not going to worry about that, guys.
No,
because I don't think we're going to get to that point, even in football.
But maybe this moment is the perfect opportunity for them to go, hey guys, it hasn't been in circulation for 24 years. We're having this conversation. Let's just solve this.
Yeah.
Let's bring his family back. Let's celebrate him. Let's have a great night to celebrate Gary Carter.
It's the 40th anniversary as it is.
Let's put him away. Yeah, Adonis, he's looking at me.
I was just trying to wonder what's going on.
We'll get a sellout. Yeah, what are you doing?
Stretching my shirt out.
Oh, I thought, are you actually cold?
I'm not cold. No, cold. Not cold.
No,
it's give myself a little stretch.
It's definitely not cold here.
I got some fondant on my shirt.
I feel like
I'm a real
somebody's
mess.
got a blow dryer on it. The breeze is nice, but
no, it's not.
It's warm.
It's a warm
Listen,
breeze.
I can't complain.
This is like hot breath on your neck when you're in a crowded
being
subway
said,
and you're like, dude, stop breathing on me.
But that being said, when I got out here at first, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be bad.
Yeah.
It has not been that bad.
No?
The only person I've seen absolutely sweating like a barnyard pig is Tim Bontemps. The poor guy.
Well, he rode a bike here.
No, he didn't, did he?
Yeah, he said that.
Well, that's on him.
You know what? No, that's on him.
He lives uptown.
So
he had a backpack on his back. He rode his bike here. I put my arm around him when we took a picture.
It was
put my arm on his
disgusting.
back, and it's just back sweat.
No.
all
Tim,
over my forearm.
Tim, you work for the 4 letters, buddy. The Disney's, they're putting you on
right,
TV.
Exactly.
Yeah.
By the way,
he
he's here working tonight. They'll pick up the Uber.
Now, I want to remind everybody the Monaco.
I don't want to speak out of school.
That's his exercise.
Brought to you by Calandra's Bakery.
Yeah, it was.
Calandra Bakery, just 4 simple ingredients and still made by hand since 1962. Available fresh daily at your local supermarket. And BetMGM, own your moment, make it legendary. Download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Am I going to have to apologize for sort of referring to Tim Bontemps as a barnyard pig? It was sweat like a barnyard pig.
No, the like saved you.
Definitely a lot
John, I
of
think I'm
sweat.
good with
The
like.
like
You're
saved
good.
you.
Did you touch him when he came in here? Yeah, was it an experience?
Well,
it was.
Yeah, it was clammy.
all right,
it was definitely
it was
clammy.
more than clammy.
we can confirm that touching Tim Bontemps
Yeah.
is a experience.
Yeah.
1-800-919-3776.
Killed him.
Don Hahn and Rosenberg. Take you up until 7 o'clock, and then it's Knicks basketball on ESPN New York.
the Knicks.
And for the second consecutive season, the Knicks are on their way to the Eastern Conference Finals.
The Cavaliers.
There's something about the mentality of this team that kind of suggests that if there's ever a time to believe in the New York Knicks, the year is now.
The Eastern Conference Finals.
The pursuit of the Larry O is alive and well.
Game 1 coverage gets underway tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Hey, this is Chevy, managing partner at Precision Solar. We believe going solar should be simple, and it should make real financial sense. We manage the entire process from start to finish and offer flexible solar payment options designed around your goals. When the numbers work, solar can lower your monthly cost and give you predictable energy for decades. And if you refer someone who installs with us, you can earn up to $1,000. Visit PrecisionSolar.com to schedule your free home assessment.
Partner with Amazon Hub Delivery to earn extra revenue for your business with your business. Assist with local Amazon deliveries and get paid for each package you deliver. When you become a partner, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area on a schedule that works for you. You'll gain extra revenue, increase exposure for your business, and connect with your neighbors. Plus, it's easy to get started with no delivery experience, long-term contracts, or startup costs required. If you're interested in learning more, visit Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
Some stages celebrate. This one tests everything. Every drive, every approach, every putt. Pressure builds, resilience matters, and history waits for the bold. In June, the 2026 U.S. Open Championship returns to the Hamptons at the iconic Shinnecock Hills Golf Club. Experience the world's best golfers as they compete on one of the sport's most storied stages. Daily tickets are available now on SeatGeek. Don't just watch greatness. Experience it live at the 126th U.S. Open.
Wherever your day takes you, across New Jersey, into New York, or down to Philadelphia, New Jersey Transit gets you there. Skip the traffic and stay on track. With busy travel periods ahead, plan ahead, check schedules, and allow extra time for your trip. From work days to weekends, New Jersey Transit keeps your routine moving with reliable, convenient service. Ride smart. Plan your trip at njtransit.com.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code SMART to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code SMART to borrow up to $10,000. Use code SMART to borrow up to $10,000.
Another dominating step towards a championship.
And for the second consecutive season, the Knicks are on their way to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Will this be the year the Knicks punch their ticket to the NBA Finals?
Inbound stolen by McBride, and then Brunson buries a far corner three. 5 points for Brunson in about 3 seconds.
Thanks to all our New York Knicks partners this season, including ZipRecruiter, Amazon Hub Delivery, Princeton Jeep, and Food Bazaar on ESPN New York.
Today's Mets-Nationals game can be heard on 1050 ESPN at 6 p.m. Game 1 of the Knicks and Cavs can be heard on 880 ESPN New York at 7 p.m. And all games can be streamed on the ESPN New York app. So come 6 o'clock, if you want the Mets, you can flip over to 1050. You want to thank the Mets for moving their games to 1050 when they conflict for the Knicks in the playoffs. It's a good job out of them, and that allows us to stay on until 7 o'clock and preview Knicks-Cavs here live from Plaza 33 outside Madison Square Garden as we get ready for the Cavs and the Knicks. 1-800-919-3776 ENN coming up at 6 o'clock at 6:30. We're going to talk to Steve Novak, but let's go to Matt in Stony Brook. You're on ESPN New York. What's up?
Hey, guys. Thanks so much for taking my call.
Always.
I just wanted to chime in about the discussion before. I remember going to Yankee Stadium with my brother, and LaTroy Hawkins, when he was acquired by the Yankees, wore number 21. And as you know, at that point, it wasn't retired or anything like that. But the fan base, including myself, was just waiting for this guy to blow a game so they could jump him. And eventually, he did. And eventually, I think Posada and Jeter just took him aside and said, hey, listen, do you really want the fan base to riot against you over a number? Like, maybe think this through here. So I think for the Mets, they should protect this kid from himself and make his transition a little easier.
Yeah, so I don't know the whole story as far as whether he demanded it, whether he was asked not to have it, or whether the Mets just gave it to him. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. The Mets have not retired the number. I need to get the backstory. All I saw the Howie tweet, found it interesting, looked it up, saw that he's wearing number 8. I guess we'll get a little bit more information once he speaks to the media and all that. I'm sure it's going to be a topic of conversation. It's possible the Mets just gave it to him. It's possible that was his number.
You think no one said, hey, you know who wore that number? You don't think anybody? No one?
Well, not if they just send it to him and don't say a word. Like, hey, no problem. Got it.
It's 8. Yeah, nobody's worn it in a while. Yeah, give it to him.
Because you know what Volpe wore in Somerset, right?
No.
He wore 7.
I did not know that.
No, obviously 7.
Oh, he's not wearing 7
here.
here.
Not 7 here.
Yeah.
So you can wear whatever you want in the minor leagues. Right, but then when you get called up to the major leagues,
all right,
even
so
though you're the 11th top prospect in the organization, which is not nothing,
you're not 8
I'm
here.
sure I'm sure there's a backstory. I'm sure there's a story. He wore 8. That's I don't know, something special about that number.
Right.
That's great.
Not
I get
special
it.
enough. Sorry.
But again, if the Mets gave it to him, then obviously nobody would have said anything to him because they don't have a problem with it.
I get it. It's just, to me, again, it's look, the Mets have enough problems to deal with, right? They got enough going on. You think David Stearns is worried about what freaking number this guy's wearing? He's trying to put out fires right now. He's trying to get this thing turned in the right direction. So I'm sure it's not on his desk.
Listen, this is.
But it doesn't mean somebody else in the organization doesn't just speak up and say, "Hang on a second." Like even in the equipment room, like, "Yo, wait, we're giving him what?
We're giving what number?
Shouldn't we say something about this?"
And even it would send up red flags. I would think. Listen, this has been out of circulation since 2001. So it's not a coincidence. Nobody's wanted to wear 8.
No one's ever asked for it.
It's probably been suggested, like, hey, maybe we don't want to wear this number. There was a guy here that was pretty significant, won a World Series. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't know what goes into this, man. I really don't. But this organization, I'm sorry, you don't get the benefit of the doubt. You don't get the benefit of the doubt.
When you get so many things wrong.
Because there's so many things that just seem to fly under the radar that shouldn't with this organization.
The Tom Seaver situation is the best example of just they always miss the opportunity to do things at the right times. So this is yet again another example. You waited too long. You mentioned when he went into the Hall of Fame. I would also argue maybe when Carter passed, it was the time that you go.
Yep.
Or when he was sick and you knew he was going to pass, the time to tell him, hey, we're going to retire your number.
Yeah, he deserves it.
But now, at this point, it's time. Let me ask you a question. And I know that there's an entire book dedicated to this by Greeny and Hembo. Is there a bigger 8 than Cal Ripken Jr.?
Ovechkin?
Oh, by the way, that's funny that Ovi is now going to be in that conversation in the same
from
market.
the same area. Yeah,
Yogi.
Yogi. But
the problem with Yogi's so tough because he's in the middle. He's between 7 and 9, who are both bigger potentially, or right there.
But there was think about his.
Well, no, he's bigger than 9. But 7's bigger.
His career accomplishments, though, my God.
Who? Yogi?
Yogi.
No, Yogi's the man. But is the 8 more recognizable? Does the average person fan think of 8 for Yogi, or they think Cal?
I don't know. You know what's weird with baseball?
Good question.
Like, baseball numbers never really resonated with me as they did in the other sports because I never needed the number to identify the player. Like, you knew their number. Like, you knew Jeter was 2.
I was different. The number meant everything to me.
Because you're a Yankee guy.
Yeah, I guess so.
But what do you mean, Dom? Why did you not need the number?
No, not that I didn't need the number. I didn't identify. Like, I didn't necessarily identify. I knew the player's number. But it didn't seem as identifiable as it is in the other sports where you kind of need. Like, if you're watching a Devil Capital game, you might need to see 8 to recognize that that's Ovechkin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? In football,
you can see their face.
Right. Well, you'd have to, like. I knew Lawrence Taylor, but I'm just saying, you see a scrum of people. Oh, there's 56. All right, Lawrence Taylor's on the field. Right. You don't need that in baseball, right?
Or basketball.
Doc's starting. Do I need to know what number he is? Or Keith Hernandez is at first base. Do I need to know that that's 17?
In other words, if the face of the player is available, the number doesn't hit as hard as when you can't see the face.
I mean, some numbers, like 42 with Jackie Robinson, I think there's some that are synonymous. Like 99 is always going to be about Gretzky, but to a Yankee fan, 99 and Judge because of the oddness of the number. Mm-hmm. But do you really need a number to identify where Judge is on the field? Like, if you take Maya to a game when she's old enough to start recognizing people, are you gonna? I think Judge is gonna stand out. He's a foot taller than everybody else.
But that's not the thing.
Uncle Booney will introduce her.
It's not. He would have to come up with a nickname for Maya, and there's really no way to do it.
It doesn't work that way.
But, like, think about it. It's not about identifying the player wearing the number. Well, you know him by looking at him. It's the jersey itself. And your connection with the jersey and all that stuff, that's the number represents the player, not the player represents the number. Does that make sense?
If the player, obviously you have to be very, very iconic, right? But there might, I had this conversation with Michael. Michael's the same way. Like, what number was so-and-so? He's like, I don't remember because you don't have to identify, like, the number is, like, obviously
Well, when
7.
The player wasn't the special player is going to be, but that's the whole thing. Gary Carter was a special player. You didn't say, I forget what Gary Carter's number was. Everybody knew it was 8.
You knew it, but it wasn't like...
No, come on, Don.
But you also knew his face and his hair
the whole thing,
and his vibe.
Yeah, but the whole thing was...
Right, but you never say, hey, you never refer to him as 8.
Well, I don't think anybody did that.
Ovechkin's the great 8.
All right.
Yeah,
Gary Carter was kid.
Right, yeah, Gary Carter was kid.
That's right.
All right, ENN is coming up next. It's Don on Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
New York Knicks fans, here's a total slam dunk. For a limited time, new Verizon Mobile and home customers can get Fios and a line of mobile for just $69.99 a month with AutoPay. Get Fios 300 megabits per second for $20 a month and unlimited welcome for $50 a month plus taxes and fees when you bring your own phone. Visit a Verizon store today to learn more. For new Fios Internet and mobile customers, discounts applied over 36 months. Mobile and home discount enrollment required. Additional terms apply. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
What's up, my friends? This is Francisco Lindor.
This is Devin Williams.
This is Luke Weaver.
Bo Bichette here. You're listening to the home of New York Mets baseball.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson. What's up, Knicks fans? This is Josh Hart.
Knicks fans, it's Mikal Bridges,
And this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN and the ESPN New York app.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it's time to settle up, people. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle. All the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you could win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
Pros, save more on the materials you need to get the job done inside and out at Lowe's. Right now, get 10% off in-stock Trex Naturals decking, now available in more styles. Plus, get 15% off select custom entry, interior, and storm doors. Then, we'll deliver it all straight to your job site to help keep your jobs moving. Get the brands pros trust, priced right, and ready when you need them. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/27. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
This is an ENN Special Report. Now reporting.
The very handsome Jewish man, Peter Rosenberg.
We should talk some sports. Do what you want. It's ENN.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ENN on this special Knicks Conference Final Tuesday like you dream about. It's all brought to you by our dear friends over at Fanatics Fest NYC. You know, Fanatics Fest is going to be right down the street here at the Javits Center, third week of July, and not only will they be showing the World Cup Final that Sunday, but on the Friday before, they're going to have a massive pre-World Cup presser with the players, the coaches, the powers that be, all there. And then, of course, you'll be able to watch the World Cup Final on Sunday, July 19th, plus get to meet so many greats and near greats. Thousands and thousands expected to attend. Don't miss it. FanaticsFestNYC.com. FanaticsFest.com to get your tickets. Mm-hmm. I'd like to start off by saying good evening to Don.
I get a little confused because there was a PR director for the Canadians called Beauchamps.
Yeah.
So I get a little confused.
Beauchamps, Bontemps.
Doesn't matter. It's just saying touching anyone.
Well, you were saying, dude, that's Peter started that.
Yeah.
No, listen,
he started it.
Listen, I very much – it's not often that you can say I enjoy someone. I think they did a great spot. I'd love to have them again. And when they left, I also referred to them as a barnyard pig.
Yeah, that happened.
You know, it doesn't always happen.
You threw the like, which is important. You know, I'm looking at we're right here in the throes of the Empire State Building, right?
Oh, we're in the shadow.
And I'm just thinking about, and it's a windy day.
I got to send a picture to
now. Get rid of the antenna.
Yep.
That flat porch. They landed blimps on there when they first opened.
It really is amazing. Zeppelins, they called them.
Yeah. People would walk down a ladder.
No, seriously. People would climb up a ladder and then just step onto the Zeppelin and think this was normal. Now that was built so that people could board a Zeppelin.
Now listen,
what are we doing?
I know you guys are throwing it back and talking about.
That's why population was smaller back then.
Yeah, and also it was not a documentary. There wasn't actually a large gorilla at the top of that building.
Are you sure?
Yes,
Okay,
I
now
can confirm.
Now we moved on to King Zeppelin's King Kong. I'd like to introduce Alex Monaco, who joins us right now.
One of the greats.
We had to get to
What's
him
up, boys?
after King Kong and the Blimps. How are you, friend?
Oh my gosh, I am schwitzing like Costanza over here.
I
But
see
other
that.
than that,
King Kong ain't got nothing on you.
it's a different sweat than Spurs money line last night.
Wow.
So we're excited to be here.
Was something.
Was that the big play last night?
Oh, it was a big play because the public was on the Spurs and they were getting 6.5. But 4-1 in the regular season, Peter. That's not nothing.
So what was the number money line number for San Antonio last night?
It's like plus 205, depending on where you shop.
The public loves that. So they go.
Loves
I get to bet a great team with a star player.
Yeah.
And all they got to do is win and make you sweat it all the way to double OT,
matter
but
what.
they get the dough.
Well, did you make some money on the Habs too?
We lost some money.
Oh.
I bet with my heart sometimes.
Nah, you can't.
And I was all in on our.
I told you about your emotions.
I know.
Now, you're here for a purpose.
I am.
You're here because I failed. Early in the show, I played right into Wally Zerbiak's useless stats thing. I was trying to make a point about success rates and game one and all these different scenarios.
It was not good.
Of 8 days rest and one team played a game 7. I did 3 times. I tried all 3 times. Garbage. So I got it wrong 3 times. I was sent back to the dugout.
All right.
You are now in the on-deck circle. Can you please hit one out of the park?
Let's do it. Well, we got 2 elements of this situational betting spot, Alan, because we obviously have them off the Cavs at Game 7, but they're off 2 Game 7s.
Yep.
That's only happened 5 times 2000 on. Those teams are 1-4 straight up in this spot.
Ooh.
So a good situational spot
Game
from a
one
Knicks
you're
perspective.
talking about now.
Right.
Game one. Game one.
From a
Now,
money line
that's back-to-back Game 7s going into a third series.
Gotcha.
So those teams are 1-4. Then you actually have just the regular team off a Game 7 hangover. I call it the Galifianakis hangover. Is it real? And right now, road underdogs, so situational spot where you're getting points on the road. 13-30 straight up, Alan, but 20-23 against the spread.
Okay.
So 47% cover, but still, more importantly, 13-30. And what do we know about the Knicks? They're the number 1 home cover against the spread in the NBA. They also have the best first half home net rating. I've heard you talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, it's a great situational spot here. And from a Cavs rest disadvantage, they're 4-8 against the spread when they're getting less rest, and they're just 19-29 as a road cover, which is not top 10.
Does that help?
It does. I like my pick. I ended up going Knicks with the money line tonight.
All right.
Even though you said the stats are pretty decent against a team coming off little rest.
Yeah.
But it also seems like what's happening is, because you said it was only like 19-23 or something like that, it seems like what they end up doing is the line almost is compensated and gets too inflated. And then half the time the team ends up covering.
Yeah, late money, like an hour or 2 before tips, actually sometimes more appetizing in NBA as opposed to NFL, which is first money in. The sharps come in early.
Right.
Public typically bets day up. On top of that, though, I want to shout out this guy on Twitter, Lev Akabis, who basically has Game 1 records and series records of teams with 5 or more days off versus an opponent with 1 day off. So the Game 1 record for this exact spot,
yes,
42-23.
All right, pretty good
for the Knicks side. And the series record's 48-17.
Wow.
So how about team 5 days off, opponent 1 day off, and home court advantage? Game 1 record 33-9.
Come on.
All right.
Come on.
And the series record 39-3.
Wow.
Now.
So there it is.
All right, so
that's a rest versus rust.
So that tells you who wins the series.
Well, are we allowed to emotionally bet on this one?
You're allowed to just give your opinion based off of the facts.
I'm going Knicks. I'm laying the number on the series, -1.5. I got an all business approach here. Well, the 2 juggernauts on the other side of the bracket go 6 or 7.
I like it.
Yeah.
See, I just need to call in some backup.
Yeah, no, what you did earlier. If we edited it together.
No.
Like if
it
tomorrow.
was statistical defecation all over the desk.
If Anthony tomorrow went in and tried to edit together what you did.
No.
You just kept throwing out one stat after another. That wasn't what we were talking about.
This is what I would tell you.
Sure.
Peter would be like, I don't know whether I should bet the money line or whether I should bet the Knicks to cover the 6.5. Well, oranges are 50 cents a pound. Like, it was that irrelevant to the conversation.
I do have a middle ground for both of you on that side. Do you know what the double result is?
No.
A double result, which is the Knicks' sweet spot in the playoffs. They've done it 6
win
of the
but
last
don't
7.
cover.
No, you win the first
cover.
half money line and you win the game. So they have to be up at half and win the game, but there's no line. So it's just win the half on the money line, win the game, and that's often.
Oh, and that happened all but that one time against Philadelphia, right?
So 6 of the last 7 wins, they've covered, and 6 of the last 7, they've hit the double result.
Wow.
So, if you don't want to swallow the 6.5.
That was game 3, all right? Only game 3?
Game
No,
2,
it was game
I
2.
think.
2 they were trailing?
Well, because the Sixers covered that 10.5.
No,
So,
okay.
I don't know.
So that's
oh, man.
Well, no, that was the day I got it at 7.5.
No. That was the game. They didn't foul Brunson late.
Oh,
they
you
let
told
the
me
clock
about it.
Run out.
Yep.
It was 6. It was 7.5. The score was 6.
That was Peter's bet,
there was
right?
That was my
plenty
bet.
of time left, and they don't foul to stop the clock.
This is the world. And you wonder why I don't sleep 8 hours.
Yeah.
But this is one of the reasons I do think NBA betting really is tough. I mean, as ridiculous as football is, and you can see a bad beat in any sport.
Yeah.
But in basketball, to cover points, you can so often end up in these spots where it's really a matter of coaching philosophy. Oh, because I do understand, truthfully, even though I was annoyed, I understood why Philly didn't foul.
Yeah.
It was 6 with like 20 seconds left. They were like,
But that's 2 possessions.
Yeah,
Hit a 3.
I hear you.
They missed free throws. You hit it 3. Now it's a half.
Or maybe it was
right?
under that. It might have been under 12 seconds. So, like, it's 6. They just, like, we're not playing this reindeer game.
Yeah.
It's over. We're
Yeah.
getting out of
Yeah,
here.
that's true.
We blew this game. We lost. and so I do get it, but you're sitting that you have to live and die with that.
Oh, absolutely.
Whereas in football, I just feel like I feel a little bit more like I get it right. Obviously, it's not always true.
Yeah.
But you get mad at the go for 2 when all you needed was the extra point.
Oh my God,
and then they go.
But
they
that's
don't-
not
they
just
fail
betting.
on the 2.
That is honest to God not about me betting. That is just I
Game
don't
strategy.
understand how philosophically numbers have been discovered that have changed the way that things have been done always, and I just see time and time again it doesn't work still.
I'm with you.
That is what I just do not get.
This might have been the greatest first 10 minutes of ENN.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, thank you for
Alex
having me,
Monaco,
boys.
You'll see him on MSG.
Thank you so much.
Who is this very rich person walking by? a lot of police support around this gentleman. Alan, any insights in me?
I can't. I did not.
Alex, thank you, buddy.
I saw him. He
Have a
looks
great
familiar
night.
to me,
Hi, brother.
but I'm not.
Thanks,
100%
Alex.
sure.
Yeah, I don't want to venture a guess because I didn't get a
No, I don't
clear
want-
look.
Owner of the Cavs.
Well, how about that? I don't think.
No,
it is.
that's not Dan.
I don't think
no,
it's Dan Gilbert.
That's not Dan.
Like, hit him with the name drop button for going first name only with Dan Gilbert.
Well, he was sitting 2 seats from me during the regular season when he was here.
Oh, you mean
So-
your buddy Dan?
Buddies. Yeah.
Now, speaking of buddies, Bill Belichick, great friend of ours, went on with Barstool, other close friends of ours, to have a conversation about a lot of things, including the Jets. Here's Belichick on Barstool.
Hi.
And there you have it.
How about let that go? How
Now-
about let it go?
You ready to move
But
on?
now that
about let it
has
go?
been the common
But what?
theme that why he didn't want. Obviously, for people that don't know, Modell up and left.
Yeah.
Cleveland to go to Baltimore,
Right.
and he had to deal with that.
By the way, how'd that work out?
Listen, it worked out terrific.
Okay.
And Cleveland ended up getting a team back, but he wanted stability, and he knew
There was
he,
gonna be
he
new
did not
owner.
like either. And listen, was he wrong about Woody?
Mm.
Now Dolan, he had heard things I guess he didn't like. Now I don't know how things would have worked out if Dolan had bought the team. Obviously, you know what, I will tell you, there probably would have been a stadium.
I guarantee you there would have been a
Manhattan
stadium.
had that happened. But no, that had been something that had been speculated for a long time.
I
that was the reason. And listen, you can't say he was wrong. It was a classless thing to do with the napkin and all that. But it worked out.
But why? Like, this is a guy that wouldn't answer anything for years. Now he won't shut up. Like, now we're going to do this? We're going to go back in time on that stuff? Unnecessary.
Well,
I don't think he's helping himself, honestly.
I got news for you.
Yeah?
Things aren't going great these days for old Bill.
Yeah, so he's now
I
going
mean,
to go
he's-
back and tell old stories now so
I
that
know.
he's more popular?
It is just so weird.
I don't like this look at all on him.
Well, I've told you, this is just such a bizarre.
Yeah.
You know, we always end up joking around about, like, you know, the young girlfriend and stuff like that.
That has nothing to do with it. I'm talking about everything else.
I just mean, exactly. the overall look. This is a guy, and this is where the girlfriend does play into it. A guy who was private, a guy who was serious in all business to the point that it was like annoying, had no personality, and now he's gone full-blown, will not shut up.
Well, I'm going to tell you
goes
what
and does long-form interviews. His girlfriend's on the field with him.
Yeah.
It's really not.
You know what
gone
this
great.
tells me? That when people say they don't care if they're liked or loved is BS. Like, he went through his whole career. People didn't like him. And I still believe there's a little bit of that why he never worked in the NFL again. This is the chance to get back at Bill. You know, he won all those Super Bowls, didn't care what people thought, didn't care that people didn't like him, just win, move on to Cincinnati. But as you get older, you begin to realize, you know what? I did all these great things, and nobody likes me. You know, and now I think it's starting to bother him. Now I think it's starting to bother him that he's not appreciated for being a good guy. And now he's trying to see if he can win back some hearts and minds late in his life here, because I think it does bother him for all the greatness. Because I don't care. Whatever happens in North Carolina, who cares, all right?
Right.
He's one of the greatest football coaches of all time.
Yes, yeah.
But it still bothers him that he's not liked. Otherwise, why is he doing this? Why not just be consistent? It's worked for you this long, but now he realizes he doesn't have the championships to win anymore. Now he's on his own merit, and I think it bothers him that people don't like him.
Yeah, it seems like that, because before it didn't matter whether you liked him or not, because there was just all W's.
I'll just go out and win another Super Bowl.
That's it. Yeah. Shut you all up.
All right, here we go, folks. Let's keep going with some fun audio on this Tuesday.
Fun with audio.
I like that.
Victor Wembanyama in the post game, if he felt motivated by seeing SGA win the MVP.
This.
Bad question, because you left them with nothing to say.
Yeah, everything you just said.
Were you motivated by not winning the MVP?
That's it.
Bang.
Yeah. What were you thinking when you watched him take that trophy? Let him tell the story.
I think
don't give him the options. Was it I learned that the hard way? Is you never ask a multiple choice or a yes or no.
Correct.
If you give them multiple choice, right?
Yeah.
You're giving them the answer.
Boom.
You want their answer. Very difficult to do.
But it's I know we're not supposed to care about the regular season.
Yeah.
But now it's 5 out of 6 against the Spurs. Like, at what number do we say this matchup is not good?
You know what?
5 or 6 ain't nothing. I know one of them's a playoff team, and one's a playoff game.
That's a good
and
point.
And one's a cup game.
Yeah.
Still,
right. And yeah, sure. Maybe not everything worked out, and the players didn't play well, etc. But the stats are the stats. It's not a great matchup right now.
It still took double overtime.
But what an epic! Oh my God!
Now,
what an epic series.
Jeff Teague was on his 520 podcast.
Of course he was,
and he was talking about the Cavs and their inability to guard Jalen Brunson.
Okay. I find it interesting that he doesn't back it up with anything other than just opinion. Because
you're a former player, that's all you got to say.
I guess. I mean, statistically this season, Dean Wade has shown that he actually is an effective defender on Jalen Brunson. Statistically. He's held him to 1 for 15 shooting in their matchups. Now, again, I'm with Don. It's regular season. I don't know if you really count all that stuff. Are you really – and their offense
But
is
you
different.
can't go that far and say nobody.
But you can't just say nobody.
Yeah. Well,
and Strus is physical, and he will make it tough. They also have I don't know, Dennis Schroeder. He gave Brunson some trouble at times as well. You can't say nobody. Do I still think Jalen Brunson is going to have a good series? Of course I do, because him and Mitchell are the two best players in this series, and it's really going to be about which one of those guys you expect. Both of them are going to put up numbers. Give me the secondary guy on either team that is going to consistently be an effective player. Is it going to be Cat? Is it going to be Bridges? Is it going to be Anunoby? Right? Is it going to be Harden? Is it going to be Jared Allen or Mobley? Like, who is the guy that is consistently is going to be good?
But Peter said it, former player.
I know, but you don't back it up with anything. You just say it. All right, I guess.
What's he going to back it up with?
You know more than I do. I guess the numbers I gave earlier in the show sucked anyway.
Oh, they're just numbers. You didn't play. What are you doing?
What do I know?
So according to Mike Puma, and by the way, I'm not sure, Jacob. I'm being told that the YouTube is not hearing our clips that we're playing. Not sure if there's a reason clips aren't making it to YouTube. Well, hold on. Don't mock the people on YouTube.
I didn't mock them.
They want to hear the clips.
Yes, I know. Who's mocking anybody?
It felt mocking.
Did it have a mocking way about it?
Don, did you sense mocking?
They felt unheard by Allen.
Yeah, he went, well, that's too bad. You know,
it's too bad.
Well, Mike Puma has some
Can't
good
go
news.
back and play them
There
now.
is tone, Allen.
Yeah, the tone is a thing.
Listen, I tell you what, I'm a little. It's hot. Okay.
So see, he's a little
First
cranky.
thing to go is tone.
He's a little cranky. He's dealing with a lot.
First thing to go is tone.
First thing to go is tone.
You're hungry, T?
Dehydrate,
You want to send a kid for Baja Fresh?
Yeah, exactly. He's a little hungry. Maybe I go get some Baja Fresh. That'd be good.
Well, what's the line again?
You want to get the kid to get some Baja Fresh.
You want some Baja Fresh?
Mike Puma has spoken. Nick Morabito was given number 8 by the Mets.
All right.
Morabito will be receiving a different number tomorrow. I was just told it's too late for the change to occur.
See, this is typical Mets.
Oh, no.
You know what? I would have been happier if they just said,
Don't play with it.
He's 8. Get over it. Then I would be mad at them, but I'd be like, at least they have conviction. There's no conviction. They shake the pee. Like they're intimidated by their own pee. That's what they do. Like they're repulsed by themselves.
Why would they do? Does he have to play tonight?
Oh, he's up. They want to play him.
I understand, but this is stupid.
No, but the thing is,
what
they
if he goes 3 for 3 tonight?
No, but this is why this organization.
He
hits a home run.
Then he goes into a slump.
No, this is why I'm a fan,
and you hate
but I hate them. Is because they gave him 8 because they didn't think, because they never think.
No.
They never think. All right?
It's Morabito. We got to do it.
They all of a sudden got the backlash and go, oh my God, Gary Carter wore 8. How dumb of me. Listen, he's already stitched it on. Let him play, and we'll change it.
You need Howie Rose to tell you this?
There's a reason. You know why you don't win games? Because you're not good at what you do. You're just not good at what you do.
No attention to detail, Donnie.
No, it's
none.
Hold on.
And then you backtrack.
Just a dumb organization.
Hold on. Did they already? When's first pitch? 7?
No, they're in Washington.
Rain
They're
delay.
on their way.
You rip it right off his back.
Oh, rip it right off his ass.
Right off his back.
Wait a minute.
We can do this.
They're getting. If it wasn't raining, it was a 6:45 first pitch. Nobody could do anything in 20 minutes.
I just want to say. I just want to say this though. There have been moments in WWE where they literally their match starts in 15 minutes and an entire leg comes off of something. And I've seen the seamstresses go, make the entire outfit. We gotta go. They put together an entire thing and fix it that they have to go wrestle in, and it works. They cannot unstitch a number.
No,
we cannot do it.
Listen,
there's no access to numbers.
Betsy Ross can't touch it.
That's the least of it. The fact is that they didn't think they get backlash.
No, you're right, Tom.
And instead of having a backbone and saying, you know what, the number's not retired, he's wearing 8, get over it.
Yeah.
They got to, oh my God, all right, well, he's going to wear 8 today, but don't worry, we'll change it tomorrow. Gutless, brainless, feckless, garbage organization. And I love them. You know why? Because I'm a moron. I told you that. I'm the dumbest person on the show. Why? Give me an example. It's not that I mispronounce names. It's not that I can't do math. It's because I'm a Met fan. My father's looking down from me saying, I thought you'd be something better than a damn moron. I'm proud of you. You graduated Ramapo College. You've had beautiful twin kids. You've got a tremendous job.
You did
know what? I'm not
Michael
proud
K.
of you, son, because you should have dropped the Mets like a bad habit and you didn't. So obviously there's something wrong with you. So everything good you've done was by mistake.
By the way, it's very unfortunate.
Oh, I love that.
You know what? I hope you live to 100 because I don't want to see your face.
That's what you think you'd say?
He's so mad at you.
And what's the thing he's worried about you breaking?
My brother's
The fish tank.
The fish tank.
tank.
Now, lastly, guys, before we go here,
hate the Mets.
Danhausen was on First Take.
Oh, no. No.
Can we
did he?
stop?
Why are you booing Danhausen?
Can we stop with Danhausen?
Wait a minute.
Is ESPN,
No. This
what
is
are we
big.
doing?
They haven't lost since he uncursed them.
What are you guys doing?
All right, what did he do? Did Stephen A. get him in trouble?
Let's hear from Danhausen.
What happened?
I'm happy to have the company, but if you're going to be here, absolutely no curses today.
Oh, no one paid me off today, so you're all good. No human money was exchanged for the cursings.
Did I walk into the wrong show? I know you better be nice. Why are you grabbing a seat? Why are you sitting there? You better be nice.
about my Knicks today. No curses.
You better
no
pay
curses.
me.
You understand me?
Yeah, you better pay me off.
How much? How much is it going to cost?
We'll talk.
I mean, I'm desperate. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm desperate. Whatever it takes.
All right. I'll send you a check. You blank check, you fill it out and send it back to me. Yeah?
You're going to sit here. What show starts right now?
We're ready for First Take Housing.
It was the intro to First Take, and there you go, off of the
right.
show.
So no curses.
No curse.
But he's going to give him a check.
For a blank
Leave
check.
it blank.
I did hear, though, he went later in the day, went on to curse the Cleveland Cavaliers. So the Cleveland Cavaliers have been cursed by Danhausen.
Yeah.
She loves. Yes, there's a lot going on.
This has a Fonzie jumping the shark field.
It really feels.
Are you getting worried?
This is it.
You think this is definitely jumping the shark?
Listen, as long as the Knicks keep winning.
If they win again tonight.
I get that, but I'm just the whole Danhausen vibe to me. I think
you're getting concerned.
It feels played.
And when
it isn't played if they keep winning. The
Well,
minute they lose,
get
it's
that.
played.
I get that.
It's
So
played then.
We'll live with it.
Oh, no.
Oh,
by the way, hey, Don, pipe down about Danhausen.
Don't besmirch
Don,
the name.
You besmirched the name and the curse.
I'm going to say it again.
You can't do it.
Can't say it.
That'll do it for ESPN.
Oh, wow.
Brought to you by Fanatics
We'll
Fest
live with it.
NYC.
But it's played. Danhausen's played. Let's hear it. I don't know if they're booing me or Danhausen.
I know. I just don't want you to keel over during the break.
I need Don to finish the show at the very least.
That's
man.
right. Fanatics
Be
Fest
careful.
returning to the Javits July 16th to 19th. Tickets at fanaticsfest.com.
Well, if you're looking for the Mets, they're on 1050.
Yeah, but they're not playing because it's raining.
If you're looking for Steve Novak, he's coming up next.
Yes, he is.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg outside the Garden. Take you up until 7 o'clock, then it's Pat O'Keefe and the Knicks here on ESPN New York.
Consecutive season, the Knicks are on their way to the Eastern Conference Finals.
The Cavaliers.
There's something about the mentality of this team that kind of suggests that if there's ever a time to believe in the New York Knicks, the year is now.
The Eastern Conference Finals.
The pursuit of the Lario is alive and well.
Game 1 coverage gets underway tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Want to earn extra revenue for your business? Amazon Hub Delivery is looking for local business owners to assist with deliveries. When you become a partner, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area on a schedule that works for you. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra revenue and exposure for your business. Plus, Amazon Hub Delivery makes it easy to get started. There's no upfront cost, delivery experience, or long-term contracts required. Sign up to learn more at amazon.com/hub delivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
All right, spring's here, and you know what that means. It's time to get that grill going, and if you're not shopping at Wild Fork Foods, you're doing it all wrong. Right now, you get bacon-wrapped pork rounds for $2 each, $2. That's not normal. And chicken thighs for $2 a pound. That's awesome quality at a great value. Everything's blast frozen, so it actually tastes fresh. You got 7 stores or same-day delivery at wildforkfoods.com. Wild Fork Foods, quality meat, wild prices.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
As a Knicks fan, you couldn't ask for more because it feels like, if not now, then when? With how this thing is lined up, with how well you're playing, with everyone healthy, with an extra week off so OG can come back for game 1.
If this is set up as well as it can be set up, what are your expectations for the rest of this postseason then?
NBA Finals.
NBA Finals.
Yeah.
DiPietro and Rothenberg, morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Some stages celebrate. This one tests everything.
Every drive, every approach, every putt. Pressure builds, resilience matters, and history waits for the bold. In June, the 2026 U.S. Open Championship returns to the Hamptons at the iconic Shinnecock Hills Golf Club. Experience the world's best golfers as they compete on one of the sport's most storied stages. Daily tickets are available now on SeatGeek. Don't just watch greatness. Experience it live at the 126th U.S. Open.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy. It tastes just like the best birthday cake ever. Vanilla, buttery, frosting vibes. It's basically a party in a bottle. And here's the best part. All cake, no sugar. And you know I love my cake. So I get that big birthday energy without any sugar guilt. The bottle's small, easy to toss in my bag, and perfect when I need a quick, tasty caffeine boost to cakeify my day. The Funfetti flavor is back on 5hourenergy.com or Amazon. Crack open a Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy shot today.
In a contracting business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. Service Titan is the only integrated intelligence that seamlessly automates your entire workflow, from first call to final invoice. Born in the trades, built for visionaries ready to stop operating and start automating. Service Titan, AI for the trades.
Live from the Garden, Plaza 33 is the site. We love this guy so much. I think it was during the Atlanta series we wanted to bring him back because the Philadelphia series was so quick.
Yeah.
That we had to bring back Steve Novak, and he joins us here on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. What's up, buddy?
Hey, hey.
Good
to be
Rosenberg
here.
was not here last time, but
now I can
this
stand.
is our guy.
I brought the good weather, though. It looked like something last time.
Yeah, it was a little cold. Alan didn't prepare me. I didn't have my trench coat. He did. He had heaters. I was freezing, but now it's nice.
You acted like you could handle it, though. You're like,
why,
from Wisconsin, this is not cold.
Why are you guys standing?
Because if he's going to stand,
I
I'm
give you my
standing.
chair. No,
I don't want to take your chair.
No, I want you to have my chair. I can't have you standing near me. You're too tall.
It was very disrespectful.
Yeah, I insist. That's called mogging. You cannot mog me in that way. That's what the kids are saying.
Mog?
Yeah, that was a mog situation. You just walk up and how tall are you, Steve?
6'9".
6'9".
Nah, come on.
6'10". Yeah.
6'10".
Yeah.
God, aren't you so glad you played ball? Because isn't it? It's just the worst when people, if you're 6'9", 6'10", and you didn't play ball.
This is true.
They ask the question, and then when you answer no, I do.
I love
whatever.
that you know this.
Oh, I've experienced it with
like
many
a tall guy.
Yeah, I know. I've been around enough of the tall.
Yeah.
I work in WWE. There are many people who are tall, but they didn't play ball.
Yeah.
And it's like everyone comes up to them and they go, "You play ball?" They're like, "No, I'm a wrestler." Yeah. And it's like, "Oh, well, all right,
it's
do what you
so
can."
true.
It's like they're disappointed in you.
They are, and if you didn't, like you said, they say, "Oh my God, what a disappointment!" And I always think to myself, "I'm so grateful that I get to say yes."
Yeah, you did,
and that's all good because otherwise it would have been such a waste of time.
I know,
a
waste of life.
That's what you would have said.
You know
your
what's
height
worse?
was wasted on you. Like you're not just a human being.
Can I tell you what's worse? Did you play? Yeah. Did you play in college? Yeah. Did you play pro? No. You probably weren't very good.
Wait, St. Anthony's, not enough.
Damn.
Wait, hold on. They don't stop at. They don't go D1.
Oh, it's all like it just gets crazy. Where'd you play? And then it's just like, oh, did you play pro? No. Oh. And they give you that look like, hey, yeah.
China? Overseas?
Very good. Right.
Well, Israel? Europe? Something?
And also, because
you couldn't play in Ireland, they're all small.
How many people do you think watch Knick games and they see how tall he is and he analyzes the game and they go to
on their Google
Basketball Reference to look for Allen?
Dude, have you made the same
joke?
The first. It's definitely
the first search is wife. The second one is where did he play? On Google.
Wow, is that true?
First one's wife, second one is where did he play.
You can tell these guys, they really do love you, Alan.
No.
I would.
You gotta know
they
someone.
do not.
No, you got to know someone well.
Yeah.
No.
I'm going to Google right now.
Because
just gutting me right now, right in front of everybody.
Because you know that a lot of players don't really respect the analysis from a non-player.
Yeah, that's true.
So the fact that they
What do
respect
you mean that's
him.
true? Why did you just agree?
No, because you're a player.
Because
Because no matter what they say, you played in high school, you played in college, you played at a high
but the
level,
point
you've
is,
been
but they
around.
also
You're-
respect who he is,
Yes.
so they can look past that deficiency, I guess.
Yeah, no, and I think my point is that you are. By the way, I always think it's more important to say than instead of saying a former this or a former that, it's a legend. And so you can use that as well. Whatever it D1, D2, St. Anthony, whatever you want to call it, you're a legend. You're a player. They can't say just because you didn't play in the
you can
NBA.
also honestly say if you're in a Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah.
Whatever the Hall of Fame is.
Yeah, whatever it
you're
is.
a Hall of Famer.
How many Hall of
Are you
Fames
in a
are
Hall
you
of Fame?
2.
Bang.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Just
But
Hall
you
of
know what
Famer,
else?
Alan.
Here's the other thing. My birthday's coming up in a month. I dunk every year on my birthday. Be 55 this year, and I will dunk again. I will until I die.
You know what I love about that is they still make the rims that you can lower them, so
You know
he'll
what?
dunk
Yeah,
every
this guy-
single.
Who booked this guest?
Hey, the guy who's never dunked in an NBA game, tallest guy to never.
I
dunk
wasn't
in an
going to say it.
I
Is that
can-
true?
I can make those jokes.
Wow.
They
have a stat for that?
He really did.
Well,
Yes. Basketball Reference. I looked it up
I
to
knew-
make
I knew
sure.
it, yeah.
No,
I thought he was kidding.
Did you dunk in college?
I did.
And you dunked in high school?
But wait a
I
minute.
did.
Not
dunk
even
in the league.
I
Not
never
even by
had-
accident.
I never had one dunk. I actually
Not even like he fell down, they got a steal, threw it to him, and then he could have dunked it. No.
No, Alan, that is what the stat means. If you didn't do it, everyone knows.
He knows what the stat means.
You didn't have to go. But it is. I was
What about
actually.
a tip it? Like a little
Not
tap
then.
where your hand hits the rim
You
and
mean,
you tap it?
you mean he'd have to be near the rim to do that?
That is.
This is a three-point shooter you're talking
I
about.
know.
This man led the league in
Do you ever
three-point
get called
shooting.
for a
Alan,
goaltend,
thank
which
you.
is a dunk adjacent?
That's right.
Did you get one of those?
I
Goaltend?
did not. I got none of that.
Nowhere near the rim.
I have to admit, I was honestly surprised when Sports Illustrated called and said, "Hey, we're doing an article on the tallest players who never dunk, and they're talking about J.J. Barea and little guys." And they were like, "And we wanted to let you know we're still digging in the stats. We believe you're the tallest player in NBA history to never dunk." And
Congratulations.
I was like, "No, I think I dunked. I think I dunked a time or two. I actually thought I did."
Oh, wow.
Wait,
And I did not.
You know what? This is unfortunate.
I love
I feel
it.
like I'm bragging about not.
It was.
I love it.
No,
No.
this is an unfortunate moment because at this time is when I don't know you very well,
Yeah.
and now I know that you're a liar, and that's the unfortunate thing because he had to know, deep in his soul, he had to know he'd never dunked.
I'm with
Alan.
Alan.
He had to know. Every player knows whether or not they've dunked,
I don't
and you're
know.
like, no, I think I have. I mean, once or
Here you
twice.
go. Ready?
You
Ready?
just made that up.
Here it is. 11 years in the league. Here's the dunk column. 0 all the way down. Look, Don.
I know.
Right there.
Right. There's no doubt about that. But what Peter
about
was
the-
questioning,
yeah,
he knew he didn't.
I would counter with this. I will tell you, that's how much it meant to me. It was about, like you said, Alan, I was on the perimeter. I was trying to get threes off.
That's it.
Yeah.
I was told in the NBA, you do your job or you're going to come sit right over here. It wasn't about can you rebound, can you handle, can you create. It was if you make shots, you stay in the game. If you don't, you're going to come sit.
Are you jealous now?
47% in 2012. This guy led the league.
So that's an incredible.
That's
stat.
almost 50%
That's a
to you.
lot
man.
more
I'm aware.
points per shot than a dunk, I can tell you
That's
that.
exactly
I
right.
completely agree.
1.5
And I'll tell you,
points
I
Yeah,
love
the
it.
analytics would tell you to keep doing what you did.
Just saying.
Now,
damn.
Had to work
any
out.
part of you jealous though that like in this version of the NBA, just 14 years later,
Yeah.
a player of your size, and obviously they were happy with you shooting it. Now they'd be telling you to chuck it even more.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure you'd be getting up more.
He only took
threes.
5 a game. We need you to take
Yeah,
8
they'd be
or
like,
9
yeah,
a
get
game.
9 or 10 up a game.
The side of me that is truly jealous is they always say, like, can you imagine the money you would have made? Can you look? That's what Larry Bird's. I probably made as much as Charles Barkley. Who knows, right? I'm just saying every generation says
That's
that.
so crazy.
For me, it's a. You aren't lying.
I mean, it's Charles Barkley, for God's sake. One of the greatest players who ever
He
lived.
made more than me.
No, I don't know if he did. Maybe after Space Jam and the Nike deal,
Hang
but I
on.
don't know.
We have that number too.
Yeah, go ahead. Get career earnings.
Let's put his business out.
No,
there.
but finish your answer. You were going to say it's. A lot of people say it's the money thing. It's not that with you. That's not what you're jealous of.
I would have loved to, like Alan is saying, have been given the minutes and been given the green light. Where a lot of times they would say that you're settling. You can't shoot so many threes. Teams are living and dying by shooting the 3-ball. And have been told, hey, we've got to have you shooting the ball more. We've got to run more plays for you. We've got to play you more minutes. I would have loved to have gotten 13 threes up per game. I just think about what games could have happened if you have the green light to shoot 13 if they're there. I just can't imagine.
If you played for Joe Mazzulla.
Oof. Yeah. I look at my boy Sammy Hauser.
Yep.
Marquette guy.
Perfect
Probably
example.
as close to me as a player as I can imagine in recent years. He gets up so many shots.
Yeah.
He gets
That's
up.
that's such a good point.
Yeah, so I'm jealous of him, and I've told him that to his face and his $44 million
I was about to say, and he's going to crush your financial earnings as well.
100%.
You know what, though? With inflation, really, what is it? How much is it? Really?
That's right. You can't take it with you anyway. Steve Novak here getting ready for Cavs and the Knicks. What's your feeling on this series?
Boy, I'm excited. It's been a long 9 days.
I know.
And my feeling is that this Knicks team was playing the kind of basketball that I feel like most teams never get to in the season, where they were so hot they beat Atlanta by 51 in that last game of the series, and then won by 30 and scored 144 points in Game 4 against Philly, where they were cooking at 18 threes at halftime. And so by never get to play that level of basketball, I just mean most teams never get that hot, never win by that much, and especially against another playoff team and play that well. So I can't wait to see which Knicks team we see. I assume it is going to be that same well-rested, hot team. But 9 days is a long time. And so it's also the one thing that stands out to me is the concern of the rhythm and the confidence that a Cavs team has coming in. Yes, they've been in 2 7-game series, and they've been hard fought. But, look, they just scored 125 points and had a big Game 7 win 2 days ago. And now we're going to see who is in the better rhythm. And I think this first game at Madison Square Garden matters a lot.
How much is last year's Game 1 in the back of your mind as a player, because you had a double-digit lead in your building, let it go, take that loss, and now you're chasing that? How much do you even think about that, because here you are a year later back in the same place?
I think a ton.
Really?
I think especially if you're those guys, especially if the coaches are doing their job, they're bringing that up. They're making sure that's at the front of your mind, because I do think when you hear people say that team's just not ready to win big yet, they just haven't done it, they haven't gone through the struggles, that to me is the stuff that sticks in your head, where you go, we remember losing that lead, we remember not being able to close, even though we didn't realize it was maybe the game that mattered. Now you get to start over, and you get to have all of those things in your head and say, those are really important things. So coming out, starting right, knowing you're the well-rested team, that you might be in better shape for 7 games, but the first quarter of the first game is really important too.
Yeah, I agree.
I have really good news, because I wouldn't want you to feel bad tonight, Steve, about anything that's happened here on the show. I'm here to report, and the Barkley family can sleep easy tonight.
Yeah.
Charles made nearly double what you made in your NBA career.
Only double. Only double.
By the way, I know, relative to
20 years later.
Whoa, it's not that funny. What are you laughing at? I can laugh at that.
40 to 23.
Right. He was on the dream team, for God's sake. You had a hell of I would trade my life for your career.
Right?
Hell of a career. And now you get to do this. You're pretty good at doing this too.
I'm having a good time when the team is winning and when guys are making shots. Even guys who didn't play in the NBA, like Alan Hahn,
needed to say that, did you?
Is it not true though?
On the show ever.
I know.
By the way, the most accurate thing you've ever said on the air.
Wow.
I have heard, by the way, you have another distinction. Not only are you somebody that did not dunk in the NBA, you are one of our rare guests that actually has had to be dumped on the show because you dropped a word that can't be said on radio.
You cursed on the last time on the show.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah, you did. You were so comfortable with us.
I cursed.
Yes, you did.
No.
Yeah.
Not a real curse.
Should we play it back for him? I don't know if we still have
I don't know if that'd be gone.
There couldn't just be a beep.
It was bleeped. No, it was bleeped.
Oh, it was
bleeped. In retrospect, but it was dumped.
We had
to
bleep it, but yeah.
That's
comfortable.
very out of character, actually.
What do you mean? You were very comfortable around us.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, you forgot you were on the air, and that's a good thing.
I think it was the S word, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
No,
now, by the way, you haven't caught up with Monica, who basically curses during every appearance.
Every appearance.
That's why we love Monica. Yes. She's just
personality.
She's a curse word away from put the children away.
Oh, wait. Was that it?
We just heard it. Wait,
turn it up louder, please.
One more time.
Oh, yeah, you just dropped it. Yeah. You just dropped it. This guy's a maniac.
Rebel.
I played with Rasheed Wallace. I can say the S word. Come on. Are you kidding me?
You've heard worse.
That team had a lot of fun players on it.
Yeah, it did.
That was a collection of some badass dudes on that team.
You just swore. Did you hear this?
Badass.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, badass.
S versus A?
No, S is way bigger than A.
Oh, my God.
S is no good.
I don't even know. I mean, we're in New York City.
Anything goes. Anything goes, as you can see and inhale.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is great stuff, man. I really appreciate it. Hope we can tap into you later on.
We're about to do a couple of segments on MSG during the pregame show, hour-long pregame show on MSG starting at 7. Steve and I will be here doing a couple of hits together.
Oh, so you're saying you need the people to stay here and support
we need them to certainly do that. Yes, and those listening know to turn it on. And
Cat is here.
Leave it on. There's Carlin.
Yeah, Jalen's here.
Nice of them to come through.
Got some
Steve
support.
Novak, everybody. Thank you.
Steve Novak.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Close it out next. 1-800-919-3776. 7 o'clock. It's Pat O'Keefe and Knicks coverage right here on ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
And for the second consecutive season, the Knicks are on their way to the Eastern Conference Finals.
The Cavaliers.
There's something about the mentality of this team that kind of suggests that if there's ever a time to believe in the New York Knicks, the year is now.
The Eastern Conference Finals.
The pursuit of the Larry O is alive and well.
Game 1 coverage gets underway tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
FanDuel is giving you better payouts on same-game parlays all NBA playoffs long. With more ways to build and more value every time you play, you can stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, and every moment. From spreads to player points to threes and more, build it all into one same-game parlay and go for bigger payouts. So if you're betting same-game parlays this NBA postseason, bet them on FanDuel. More options, better payouts, all NBA playoffs long. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel is giving you better payouts on same-game parlays all NBA playoffs long. With more ways to build and more value every time you play, you can stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, and every moment. From spreads to player points to threes and more, build it all into one same-game parlay and go for bigger payouts. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. Play your game. 21 plus and physically present in New York. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Attention, New York Verizon mobile customers. Score a massive win with award-winning Fios home internet for an incredible $20 a month, guaranteed for 3 years. Switch today for savings you can count on. Call 1-800-VERIZON now. For new Fios customers with autopay, mobile and home, and bonus discount. Enrollment required. 3-year price guarantee applies to the Fios base monthly rate only. Additional terms apply.
This is the Michael K. Show.
Calling up the kids is really smart because it changes everything. Changes the energy in the room. They were on the precipice of falling off a cliff and having their season be irrelevant. This is a positive that David Stearns has done. Why keep these young players that we think is the future? Why not make them the present when the present is so terrible?
The Michael K. Show. Weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Let me say this. If you're an experienced superintendent in Jersey and you know you're better than the situation that you're in, Tricon Construction wants to talk. They're building serious multifamily, medical, and industrial projects across the state, and they're looking for leaders, not babysitters, real projects, real support, real backing from ownership. If you're ready to step into something bigger, go to triconbuilds.com/careers. That's triconbuilds.com/careers. And yes, it's confidential.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Welcome to basketball's biggest stage.
Somebody will reach basketball immortality.
Welcome to the NBA Finals.
That's basketball at its finest.
This is about more than a game, more than a series. This is about legacy.
You are watching what greatness is all about.
Tune in to see who performs under the brightest lights and who writes their way into history. The 2026 NBA Finals begin Wednesday, June 3rd on ABC.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it's time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle, all the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you could win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
Harry Douglas here. Game day brings the excitement. Your stay should feel just as memorable. With Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA and U.S. Soccer, you're connected to a portfolio of brands designed for how you travel. Some offer complimentary breakfast, others give you room to spread out, space to stay productive, or extended stay comforts. So whether you're a traveling fan or part of the team, Marriott Bonvoy celebrates the moments that live on before and after the game. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
Shows like this without a bunch of people doing a great job behind the scenes, and that, of course, is our producer Anthony Pusick, who's out here live, Jake Montgomery, Kevin McCardle, Tyler Rook, Joe Betts, Gina Pianese, all did a great job.
First
all
and
day
last
long.
names. Look at you.
And, of course, back at the studio, Jacob Perry and Harvey Cruz. Great guests today.
Mini
Bontemps.
Mini Kenny Albert.
Marcus Camby, Monica McNutt, Steve Novak, Alex Monaco, as we've been here outside Madison Square Garden for the block party.
I got news for you. I got news for you, Dom. When we started here, it was not exactly a scene. Oh God, I've gotten red today, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what it is now. It has officially become a situation here. The fans are out. I'm telling you, Don, I feel like when you turn on the game tonight, are you going to the game?
Yeah.
Wow, look at you.
Look at me.
Don LaGreca's in the building tonight?
I'm in the building, yeah.
Wow, Don LaGreca going to the game, folks. Anthony?
It's kind of a when you have a game that starts at 8 o'clock and we're on the air at 3, but there's tons of people there and they're ready.
It takes a little time.
They're ready to party.
But we're here now, guys. It is going to be a special time. These moments don't come along that often, guys, as we know very well in the city. If you're a Jets fan, if you're a Mets fan, if you're a Nets fan,
hey,
not a lot of those here, but you know how far.
We want to end a streak. We want to end a streak, Peter.
Yeah.
This station will be on the air September 3rd, 25 years, and we've been the rights holder to the Knicks and the Rangers, the Islanders early on in the station's history, 16 years with the New York Jets. The Mets are now on our air. And in those 25 years, none of those teams have ever won a championship. And the closest they came was when the Rangers went to the Stanley Cup Final in 2014. Had a couple of championship games with the Jets in 2009 and 2010. And, of course, the conference finals many times with the Rangers and with the Knicks last year and now this year. But that elusive championship, is this the year? We're going to find out. Things seem to be breaking their way. Spurs with a big win. But I think it's prediction time, Peter. I think it's time to kind of put our money where our mouth is and find out exactly how long this series is going to last. I had the Knicks in 6 against Atlanta. I was right. I had the Knicks in 5 against the Sixers. I was wrong. They won in 4. I'm going to go with Monica. I'm going to go with the Knicks in 6 here. I think the Cavaliers will steal a couple of games. I don't think the Knicks will ever be in trouble. I think they'll take care of business here at the Garden. They'll come back to the Garden up 3-1, and maybe they'll have to win a game in Cleveland for a Game 6. Give us a little bit of a scare. But I do think it's hard to win a championship, and you're not just going to cruise, so I'm going to say the Knicks in 6. What say you?
I hear you on the, it's not a given. You're just going to continue to cruise, and this team's won 7 straight, and at some point – they will lose a game. I think it'll be one in this series. I think the Knicks. I think it's a little bit easier than a 6-game series. I think the Knicks win this series in 5. I think they still get a chance to rest for essentially 4 or 5 days after the series to prepare for what would be a brutal final against San Antonio, Oklahoma City. I'm not trying to take anything away from Cleveland, as Alan brought up earlier on the show. If you had gone back to October, this would have been the conference final that most predicted. And we're here now, so this is a legitimate team who, by the way, was legitimate back then and since have added a James Harden, which, yeah, of course, he's 36 years old. It's not prime James Harden, but he is a guy who, on the right night, could be a problem, Don. Like, I don't think it would be a huge shock if in one of these nights James Harden has a huge James Harden 35-point game. But I think the Knicks win in 5.
And we've been talking about the how eerily similar this was to last year, where it looked like it broke the Knicks' way. They drew the Pacers in the 3rd round. The feeling was they're going to take care of business. They were going to go to the finals, and they got bit. I still think there's similarities, but listening to Tim earlier, He reminds us the Pacers blasted their teams in the first 2 rounds. They got into I think we overlooked the Pacers last year. I think we disrespected the Pacers. I don't think we're disrespecting the Cavs. I think the Knicks are just better. We might end up being wrong, or maybe the Knicks don't live up to expectations. All that's going to be determined on the court. But I think this time around, it's not a disrespect. It's just respecting what we're seeing out of this Knicks team. Knicks team is better. This is not overlooking your opponent. This is telling it like it is.
Goodness gracious. And the wind is starting to pick up just as we're about to get off the air in less than a minute. We are going to have an hour-long pregame with Pat O'Keefe to get you guys ready for Tyler and Monica's big coverage here of Game 1 of the conference finals, Donald.
That's right. Have a good time. We'll be back with you again tomorrow.
You can eat some chicken
at
tenders
3
tonight?
o'clock. I'm going to get they got to be weep-worthy. It's the 3rd round.
Yeah, the special weep-worthy tenders.
If they were weep-worthy in the first 2 rounds, they've got to be. I'm going to say hello to Mike Breen since he disrespected us as he walked by us earlier.
Tough moment.
Try to find out what exactly happened there. But you know what? Back with you again tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg coming up next. It is Pat O'Keefe with the pregame. Then it's the Knicks and the Cavaliers. Tyler and Monaco will have the call. Talk to you tomorrow again at 3 o'clock here. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
And for the 2nd consecutive season, the Knicks are on their way to the Eastern Conference Finals.
The Cavaliers.
There's something about the mentality of this team that kind of suggests that if there's ever a time to believe in the New York Knicks, the year is now.
The Eastern Conference Finals.
The pursuit of the Larry O is alive and well.